What's goody fight fans? What's up? What's up? We up for a fight tonight. Are we up for a fight tonight? What's up, man? It's the homie main man, made man. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing and it's fight night. Good fights on tonight. So look, man, we're gonna do this thing live. Hopefully, man, people see it and they join on in, man, and things like that. And yeah, man, we're gonna sit here and take in this fight, man. We got Luis Ortiz versus Christian Hammer tonight. Looking Luis Ortiz looking sharp, looking ready, looking trim, looking in shape, looking fit, looking solid. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, we got Arislandi Lara versus Brian Castano tonight, man. So this is going to be some really, really good fights, man. I'm looking forward to these fights tonight. Some good implications for these fights, man. Some real good implications for these fights. And we're going to see how this thing turn out tonight, man. Real shit. Tonight, first thing, let's deal with the Luis Ortiz versus Christian Hammer situation. Well, first off, this is going to be more so, I think, some sort of audition, if you will, for Luis Ortiz, because Luis Ortiz, man, all eyes going to be on him, man. It turns out that Anthony Joshua looks like he's saying that he will probably be targeting Luis Ortiz after he gets rid of or gets through Jarrell, if he gets through Jarrell Big Baby Miller. So we'll see how that works out, man. But it seems as if that he's saying that basically if he gets through Jarrell Big Baby Miller, Luis Ortiz might just be next. So Luis Ortiz needs to go out here tonight versus Christian Hammer and get the job done, get the job did effectively, you know what I'm saying? Get the job done in devastating fashion if possible, because this right here could just be some sort of audition. It could be a lot of eyes on Luis Ortiz tonight for tonight's fight, man. I mean, if he goes out there, gets the job done as we all expected him to do against Christian Hammer and, looks good doing it, who knows, man? The calls can get louder for Anthony Joshua fight. And Luis Ortiz came out sometime this week and was telling Anthony Joshua, like, look, man, if you serious, let's get it done. But look, don't be using my name to just prop yourself up and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, man, it's the real deal, man. He's going up against Christian Hammer. Christian Hammer, who comes into this fight, well, he got quite a few losses, man. I know he lost to Alexander Povetkin. I know he lost to Tyson Fury. Christian Hammer, man, ain't much to really say about him. Big, awkward, slow. Should be just straight up food for Luis Ortiz, in my opinion, man. Luis Ortiz should go in there and get the job done in devastating fashion. I'm expecting him to do. Christian Hammer just does not possess the skills to, get out of the way of that counter punching southpaw. The style that Luis Ortiz got, man. I mean, Christian Hammer is not nearly fast enough to get out of the way of any of the counter punching that Luis Ortiz can bring forward. Not to mention, Luis Ortiz should come in first, be swinging and landing first, should get off first, if you will. I mean, that's what I'm expecting from Luis Ortiz tonight, man. But however, man, hopefully this could be some sort of a audition for Luis Ortiz, because like I said before, if Luis Ortiz goes out there tonight, gets the job done, looks good doing it, well, shit, man, this can just be some sort of audition that he making land Anthony Joshua fight. And a lot of the boxing fans and fight fans should be, maybe, who knows, man, they'll be yelling, calling for this fight as if that's something that we ain't been calling for before. We know that Anthony Joshua and Luis Ortiz had an opportunity back in the day to do it when Luis Ortiz was over there with Matchroom Boxing, but it ain't happened that way. Unfortunately, Luis Ortiz chose to come on over here to America and take on Deontay Wilder, pulling himself away from Matchroom, pulling himself out of the WBA rankings at the time. And it seems like Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn, man, they were taking their precious time on giving Luis Ortiz a shot against Anthony Joshua. A lot of my UK fans will sit here and tell me, yo, man, the reason that went down that way is because he stunk up the joint with people that he fought over in the UK. And a lot of people wasn't craving for that fight or whatnot. And so, yeah, man, Eddie was, stalling because he wasn't doing this and he wasn't doing that. Man, look, Luis Ortiz went over there with the attitude thinking he would get Anthony Joshua. However, it didn't play out that way. Anthony Joshua said, you know what, I'm tired of playing games. I'm gone to America. With Deontay Wilder gave him a shot. He felt the drug test against Deontay Wilder. And even though he felt that drug test, he still gave Deontay Wilder still stood in there as a man and still gave that man a shot. You know what I'm saying? And Luis Ortiz been wanting smoke ever since. You know what I mean? Ray Bands, what's up with you? What's up with you, man? Just taking in some good fights tonight. Hopefully some good fights tonight. You know what I mean? Let's see how this works out, man. As for Arislandi Lara, man, I'm cooling, bro. I'm cooling, man. I mean, I'm chilling on my Saturday night, man. Looking forward to a good fight, some good fights tonight, man. But as for Arislandi Lara, man, versus Brian Castano, man, We know this is going to be for the WBA regular title at 154 pounds. It's good implications in for this fight. There was a little controversy prior to this fight. Erislandy Lara was pulled himself out of the WBC, and a lot of people was running like, "Yo, what's up? What's up, Angel Santos? What's up with you, bro? What's up with you?" And a lot of people was like, "Yo, Erislandy Lara, he ducking the clean boxing program, man. What's up with that?" As you see, the ring is getting prepared for Luis Ortiz. Oh no, they're doing a Brian DeGracia versus Eduardo Ramirez featherweight bout. Oh, that's the first fight tonight. But yeah, man, a lot of people were, oh man, Erislandy Lara, he pulled himself up out of the WBC, man. He ducking the WBC clean boxer program. And the WBC put the statement out there on Erislandy Lara like, look, man, we dropping him from our rankings because basically he pulled out of the program. And y'all know how some fight fans is, man. Y'all know how the shit go. Oh, he ducking drug testing. He ducking drug testing. And then Erislandy Lara's side had to come out and clear it up like, nah. We not ducking drug testing. However, what we doing is pulling ourselves out of the WBC and we're sticking around in the WBA where we're going to go after that WBA regular title. And they saying that if he would have stayed in the WBC, that the WBC was going to order a fight between Lara and J-Rock. You know what I mean? And that was going to be for a WBC eliminator, in which the winner of the fight would have became the WBC mandatory and would have gotten the winner. At the time, it was Jamel Charlo, but they would have gotten possibly Harrison. But as you can see with Harrison and Charlo, shit, they rematching. You know what I mean? So Erislandy Lara would have been sitting on the sideline still right now, waiting for his WBC title shot. And y'all know how the WBC do, man. The mandatory situation with them get funny sometimes, man. Real shit. So we got Brian DeGracia versus Eduardo Ramirez. They starting that fight up right now. Featherweight fight. I don't know the implications of this fight. This is an undercard fight right here. So the big main events hasn't getting cracking yet. We kind of long ways out. I thought they were going to put Luis Ortiz on first, but I guess not. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So, you know, my man Erislandy Lara was like, fuck it. You know, I'm going over to the WBC. I'm going to do it straight like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm going over to the WBA, and I'm going to do it straight like that. Let's remember, man, he was the WBA super champion before my main man, Gerald Swift Hurd, the real champ. You know what I'm saying? Before my man Gerald Swift Hurd went over there and had to take that up off Erislandy Lara, Joe. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But Erislandy Lara wanted the rematch with my man Gerald Hurd. Gerald Hurd wasn't feeling the rematch like that. So he said he wanted to go and do surgery on the torn rotator cuff that he suffered supposedly in the fight. Or he says he's been kind of neglecting it for some time. And what network are they fighting on? They fighting on Showtime, bro. Vincent, they fighting on Showtime. He said he was neglecting that shoulder injury, and so he went on and got the surgery done. And so Erislandy Lara instead just decided, hey, I'm going to take on this cat right here, Brian Castano. Brian Castano is the WBA regular champion, and of course, Gerald Swift Hurd being the WBA super champion. So if Erislandy Lara gets this victory tonight, yo, he still stays right there, right under my man Gerald Swift Hurd. You know what I'm saying? Which is always a good thing. And who knows what may happen in the future. We know Gerald Swift Hurd is looking to do unifications. He wants unifications with, say, like a Jaime Munguia. He wants unifications with hopefully the winner of Charlo and Harrison. You know, things like that. Gerald Swift Hurd wants big name fights. He called out Kell Brook. Kell Brook wanted no fucking smoke. The sad part is with all of these WBA fighters is that Kell Brook is the #1 dude. He's in the #1 spot. Erislandy Lara is not. You know what I'm saying? Erislandy Lara is in the #2 spot. But Erislandy Lara is going on to take on the WBA regular champion, and Kell Brook ain't nowhere to be found. Gerald Swift Hurd even said, yo, Kell Brook, I'll give you a shot. No dice. You know what I'm saying? No smoke, nothing whatsoever. So it is what it is, man. But yeah, man, it should be we got some good implications. Now, as for Brian Castano tonight, yeah, Showtime, Angel Santos. As for Brian Castano tonight, the thing that his claim to fame coming in tonight's fight, from what I'm seeing from fight fans, is the fact that this dude has a victory over Errol Spence Jr. in the amateurs. Yeah, for those who don't know, Brian Castano has a victory over Errol Spence Jr. in the amateurs. And when I look at this dude fight as a pro, I wondered to myself, how the hell this dude beat Errol Spence Jr.? And he's not the best boxer in the world. Seems like a more pressure fighter. Come forward style dude, puts a lot of pressure on you and swings a lot of punches, throws good combinations. Defense is a-okay. It's all right. It's not top notch. It's not elite. It's all right. You know what I mean? I don't see much in his boxing ability, and I wondered to myself, like, how the fuck did this dude beat fucking? How did he beat Errol Spence Jr.? And it is what it is. Andrew Santos says WBC, we bout Canelo. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we're gonna talk a little bit about that Canelo and Jacob situation too, man. But yeah, man. So, this dude Castano, man, I don't see nothing overly impressive about him. In his last fight, when he got the WBA regular title, he fought a pretty elusive dude. And that dude, what was his name? Vila or something? I don't know much about him. But the dude seemed pretty elusive. He was looking to fight in the style where he was looking to work off the back foot. And Castano did a pretty good job of cutting the ring off. So I was impressed with the fact he cut the ring off and brought a lot of noise. But that dude that he fought ain't nearly the pedigree of an Erslandy Lara. Ain't nearly the pedigree of an Erslandy Lara. So it's going to be interesting to see what Erslandy Lara is going to do to Castano, man. But it should be a interesting clash of styles. I'm expecting Lara to get in there and get the job done. He needs this victory tonight to stay in the mix. A lot of people might say, bro, and I've heard people say this, and I've even said this in previous videos. Jamel Charlo, they ducked Erslandy Lara and this, that, and the third. Well, Erslandy Lara, when he was in the WBC, actually had an opportunity to face Jamel Charlo. If he would have went on with the J-Rock fight and maybe even beat J-Rock, he would have been right there next to Charlo, or even right there next to Tony Harrison, man. But I don't know, man. Angel Santos says Lara is good, but Lara is showing his age. Yeah, man, Lara did show his age. He started to fade a lot in the Jarrett Swift-Hurd fight. Some say that his legs are maybe even slowing down a little bit, man. Erislandy Lara's style depends heavily on his mobility. It depends heavily on his physical. You know what I mean? He got to keep moving. He likes to keep moving. He likes to constantly change angles. He likes to lure fighters into traps. He's a Cuban-style fighter, and it depends heavily on his physical, and he is getting up there in age. This fight is going to be interesting to show us if the Jarrett Hurd fight took anything out of Erislandy Lara, man. I've always been a good fan of him, man. I like the fight that he gave Canelo Alvarez. I mean, I liked a lot of his fights, man, from the past, man. Erislandy Lara at one time was considered the #1 guy at 154 pounds for a real long time. And I liked the reign that he had up there, man. And I still am a big fan of Erislandy Lara. Even in this fight with Jarrett Swift-Hurd, man, it was razor thin close. He was boxing the hell out of Hurd early on in that fight. I mean, he was looking good. It's just the fact that, the physical could not hold up against a monster that constantly coming forward like Jarrett Swift-Hurd. And Jarrett Swift-Hurd just kept doing that one thing. He kept hitting him to the body with that hook. Boom. Hitting him to the body with that hook. Boom. And round after round after round, it started to wear Erislandy Lara down. You know what I'm saying? I think Castano body work is going to get to Lara. If Lara allows himself to get caught, that could be an issue, man. Like I was just saying, like Jarrett Hurd's key to victory in the Erislandy Lara fight. A lot of people, I don't know if y'all seen it, if y'all were watching that fight close enough, you would see that, to me, his keys to victory was the fact that he kept hitting Erislandy Lara with a body shot, man. Even if his combinations was not overly successful, you know what I mean? Like, he can miss 2 or 3 shots out of his combinations. He will always come forward and finish with a body shot. Even if he came forward and was getting tapped up by Lara, boom, 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 he will always go right back to that body shot. And eventually, round after round after round, it started to wear Erislandy Lara down, man. So Brian Castano, man, better take note of that tonight. Castano needs to definitely take note of the fact that, Erislandy Lara to the body needs to be worn down. I mean, it's like boxing 101. You know what I mean? What do you do to a mobile fighter? You hit him to the body. You take the legs away from him. And especially against a mobile aging fighter in Erislandy Lara, what should he do? Of course, you should go downstairs. You should hit him to the body. You should take them wheels up off him. You know what I mean? But it's going to remain to be seen, man, if that's exactly what he's going to do, man. And looking at his previous fights, because I'm just kind of learning more and more about this Castano guy, man. Looking at his previous fights, that is something that he may just do. That is something that he may just do. Argentinians are strong. Is it that they beef? Is it the beef that they eat? Hey, man, Argentinians got their heart, bro. You know how they get down, man. Them Argentinians, man, they come hard, man. I love the Argentinian style, man. This is gonna be interesting. Argentinian versus a Cuban tonight, man. Interesting hell of a clash of styles tonight, bro. Interesting clash of styles. I want to know if Erislandy Lara got anything left in the tank, son. Got anything left in the tank. For those who just joining us, man, what's up, man? If we not here yet, the fights have not began yet. We're gonna, once the fights start going on, we will go round through round. Once the fight, right now we got a featherweight fight that's on Showtime, and once this fight is over, I guess we'll get Luis Ortiz versus Christian Hammer next, man. And as I was saying about that particular fight, this is a fight that Luis Ortiz needs to get done, needs to get out of the way. It needs to look impressive tonight, because if the pressure is going to rise on, say, Anthony Joshua, hey, to take the Luis Ortiz fight, He must look impressive. He must look impressive. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, real talk. It seems to me, man, and that's a story that I don't know if a lot of people picked up on yet. If you look at what Eddie Hearn is doing with the Matchroom Boxing fighters, Eddie Hearn is looking to do a straight up U.S. invasion with all his Matchroom fighters, bro. I'm hearing that he's going to put Alexander Usyk versus Povetkin on here in America. I'm hearing that he's going to try to put the Kell Brook versus Jesse Vargas fight on here in America. And of course, we see Anthony Joshua versus Jarrell Big Baby Miller here in America, man. Yo, man, Eddie Hearn is not looking to only make a splash with Anthony Joshua in the U.S., but he's looking to make a splash with a lot of other fighters, man. Real shit. You're one of the channels that I watch, one of the only too many garbage channels out there. I appreciate that, Counterpunch Boxing. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you and salute, man. I really appreciate that. Big ups to you, homie. Real talk. You know how we get down over here, bro. We keep it boxing. You know what I mean? We try to take the emotion of it out, take the biasness of it out, and call it as we see it. That's just the way it should be called, man. If not, you're doing the sport a disservice, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Yeah, we could talk about various boxing topics, man, given that neither one of the fights that we want to talk about so far is on. And there's a featherweight fight on right now. And, if y'all watching this fight, it's looking like it's going to be kind of exciting, but I don't know much about these two fighters, so I ain't going to get too much into it. Jamie Peralta in the building. What's up with your fan? What's up with you? Your boy Thurman crying now that Manny won Spence. That's what he get for running. Yeah, man. I heard they talking about, man, Manny Pacquiao might just be ringside for Errol Spence Jr. versus Mikey Garcia, bruh. No, that'd be interesting, man. That shows a lot if he does this, because they're saying maybe. It ain't a guaranteed thing right now. They're saying maybe, and if that happens, and if we don't know if Manny though is looking at Earl or is he looking at Mikey, because there's even some whispers out there that even if Mikey loses, which a lot of people thinking that's going to happen, but even if Mikey loses against Errol Spence Jr., you know what I'm saying? Y'all forgive me for trying to adjust this camera. Even if Mikey loses to Errol Spence Jr., but if he loses in a close fight, or if he loses and maybe gets stopped after winning 6-7 rounds, they saying that Manny still just may take that fight. You know what I mean? Because we know how the fan consensus might be. And Manny can actually sell a fight to a lot of fight fans as to say, well, I'll still fight Mikey because he came so close. But of course, Errol Spence Jr., man, if he beats Mikey Garcia, which we're expecting, Earl needs a fight like Manny, bruh. He needs a Manny Pacquiao to get to that next level, to open up his audience more, to solidify his stardom, to see a passing of the torch, if you will. He needs a Manny Pacquiao, son. Real talk. But Thurman, man, I mean, look, man, but you gotta be 100 though, Jamie, man. Let's not act like Thurman doesn't deserve a Pacquiao fight. Yeah, he do a live running or whatever, y'all. I don't even think he running whole time, but he do whatever he doing. But let's not act like he don't deserve a Manny Pacquiao fight. We'll be sitting here tripping and say that Keith Thurman, who's the only unified welterweight, who beat the number 1 and the number 2 welterweights that were under him, doesn't deserve a Manny Pacquiao fight, but Errol Spence Jr. does. I mean, I like Earl, and I know Earl, everybody wants to, I know Earl is all the smoke and all of this other stuff like that. He wants all the smoke, but at the end of the day, let's not act like Keith Thurman don't deserve it, man. What channel is the fight on tonight? The fight is on Showtime. For anybody that's wondering, the fight is on Showtime Sports tonight. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for it to come on. We're waiting for the Luis Ortiz versus Christian Hammer fight to start, and then we'll go down round by round through it, man. Y'all know how we get down. If this was the old Lara in his prime, he beat Castano easy, but this is not the old Lara in his prime. He's getting older, and he took punishment in the Hurd fight. The Lara experience is enough. Yeah, and you know what? That's true, man. But that remains to be seen. This is Lara's first fight after the Jarrett Swift Hurd fight, so we got to see how much did Jarrett Hurd take out of him. I remember watching, if you go back to the knockdown that Hurd put on Lara in that fight, the way he fell, like he fell as if his body was tired. You know what I mean? Like he almost did like that shimmy like Bronner did when he fought against Marcos Maidana. He almost did like a shimmy like that. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, Lara, man, it's like he was boxing his ass off in the first half of that fight. But, Jarrett Hurd being highly focused, coming into that thing lasered in, he knew, I'm going to stay with the game plan. I'm going to keep hitting low to the body no matter what. If I land a headshot, so be it. If I don't, whatever the fuck. But at the end of the day, I'm going to always finish with a body shot. You know what I'm saying? Castano better take a page. Take a look out of that page. He says, Maidana could have had brass knuckles. You talking about the way he knocked out Adrian Bronner? Nah, man. Adrian Bronner just went in there on joke time, bro. That's all that was. Adrian Broner went in there on super joke time. For anybody wondering, man, the fight has not started yet. Neither fight, Luis Ortiz nor either the Erislandy Lara fight. So neither fight has started yet, man. Yeah, man, but this is Castano's big show right here tonight, bro. This could be his coming out party. I mean, he already the WBA regular champion, but the dude he beat for that title, no one basically knows. No one was even checking for. No one's never heard of. So this is the one. He's on Showtime tonight. He gets a good name like Erislandy Lara to us boxing hardcores. We can learn a lot about Brian Castano tonight, man. You know, we can learn a hell of a lot. And this can be the actual fight that he needs to welcome him into the mainstream for boxing fans. You know what I mean? So we'll see how this all works out, man. But I'm really looking forward to this Luis Ortiz and Christian Hammer fight too, John. I'm really looking forward to that fight, dog, because I want him to go ahead and stop Hammer in 2, maybe 1. I want Luis Ortiz to shut Christian Hammer ass down in 1 to 2, maybe 3 rounds. So AJ can sit back and the pressure will rise on all these heavyweights to get into the ring with Luis King Kong Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I want him to do it. You know, a lot of people saying, well, you know, Wilder's even indicated like I'll rematch him. He ain't got no problem with rematching him. That's cool. And if Wilder ain't got no choice, so be it. If nobody else want to fight him, cool. But I want to see AJ. I like to see Dillian White. You know what I mean? I like to see even a Jarrell Miller or even a heavyweight that got a name on him. Get up in there with Luis Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? And it's fights like this, if he keeps doing what hopefully going to do tonight, those are the kind of fights that he needs to get us fans riding heavy for Luis Ortiz, man. I'm tired of these heavyweights doing what they doing to Luis Ortiz. You know what I mean? He almost got Wilder. I ain't gonna sit here and fake. Dog, he almost got Deontay Wilder. We all got to keep it a buck. And dog, he is the dude that out of all of Wilder fights, I have never seen Wilder in that much trouble. You know what I mean? Never seen Wilder in that much trouble. And I guess it spooked the whole heavyweight division. Like, what the hell, bro? Come on, man. Come on, dog. Like, come on, man. That's why us fans, man, we got to ride for Luis King Kong Ortiz. We must ride for Luis King Kong Ortiz, man. If we keep letting these heavyweights get away, you know, with not fighting Luis King Kong Ortiz, we ain't doing justice as boxing fans. You know what I mean? We ain't doing it. That dude ain't doing nothing but putting that work in, man. He fighting hard for his daughter. You know what I'm saying? He fighting hard for his family. This dude been fighting ever since he came here, bruh. You know, defecting from Cuba, doing the whole 9, bruh. This is the only fight that I've ever seen that I can ever recall in modern boxing that says, look, I will pull myself off of a major pay-per-view undercard. A major pay-per-view undercard to come on over there and fight you. You did. I don't get it. Orlando Finney, my main man in the building. What's up with you, homie? You know, we watching some good fights tonight, son. Watching some good fights tonight. Looking forward to this one, bro. But Castano is not heard. Either he not as big as her or on her level. Even though Lara took punishment in that fight, he landed a lot of shots on her till he was holding his own with her. All right. I mean, you know what? There's a lot of different schematics in the fight with Castano versus Lara, as opposed to Jared Hurd, and that is who fighting tonight. We got Luis Ortiz versus Christian Hammer, and we got Erislandy Lara versus Brian Castano for the WBA regular championship. But yeah, you're right, bro. Castano is much shorter than Jarrell Swift Hurd. He don't have nearly the reach of Jarrell Swift Hurd. I don't think he cuts the ring off nearly as good as Jarrell Swift Hurd as well. But from what I've seen of him, you know what I mean? I mean, it could be fool's gold, but it's going to be this fight going to be, if anything, even if you don't think much of Castano, it'll be still a good measuring fight for Erislandy Lara to see exactly where the hell is he at. You know what I mean? We got to know where Erislandy Lara is at after the Jared Hurd fight. Did the Jared Hurd fight make him old? Did Jared Hurd take his soul? Did Jared Hurd take something away from Erislandy Lara? I mean, does Erislandy Lara still have the physical abilities to fight in the style that Erislandy Lara normally fights? Always moving, always setting traps. You know how Lara do. Stops, reset you, keep on moving. You know what I'm saying? How many hours to the Ortiz fight? It should be next after this. They got a featherweight fight on right now. And looking at it, they're in round 6 of 12. So it's a featherweight fight on right now. And so after this fight is over, hopefully they should be putting on Luis Ortiz next. So Yo, man, yeah, we got on a bit early. I thought that the Luis Ortiz fight would possibly be featured early, but unfortunately it ain't, man. So I'm just gonna have to talk y'all to death right now until the fight starts. Fuck with your boy, you know what I'm saying? Yo, support him if you got him, y'all. Mm-hmm. But that's what it is, man. And so yeah, man, the thing is we gotta see where Laura is at, bro. We gotta definitely see where Earth's Laura is at, man. Real talk, man. Awesome. You commentating on it? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm gonna commentate round by round with it. And on top of that, we're gonna do the same thing for the lower fight. I want Brooks to drop Hurd in a surprise fight. Don't we all? Don't we all want Kell Brook to do something? You know what I'm saying? Do something. You need. But like I was just telling y'all earlier, man, Kell Brook is supposed to be allegedly fighting Vargas. But you know what? I'm hearing some talks that Vargas might not do that fight. They saying that Vargas might not do that fight. There's some talks out there that he may be trying to fight on the undercard of the Sorong Visa and the Juan Estrada rematch. And if that goes down, that might be an issue. You know, we'll see how that plays out. What's your prediction on Ortiz versus Hammer fight, bro? Yo, I'm rocking with Luis. Like I was just telling fake ass $50 million offer. You wrong for that name, homie. But like I was just telling everybody, this is Luis Ortiz good. This is an audition for him, if anything. He got to look good tonight because he needs to raise the pressure on all of these heavyweights and every opportunity that he has to be shown to a big audience. Tonight he's on Showtime. A lot of people are going to be watching him. He's fighting Christian Hammer. So a lot of people in the UK would be interested. This is good for him. He needs fight like this, and he needs to go out there and in devastating fashion get the job done, because then this would effectively raise the pressure on, say, like an AJ or a Dillian White or whoever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was a wild boy, man. Second favorite punch behind the uppercut. What's it say? Second. Okay. Counterpunch Boxing says Luis Ortiz is a great amateur, has great amateur background moves, like a light heavy. It moves like a light heavyweight. Absolutely. The style of Luis Ortiz is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. The style of Luis Ortiz is so beautiful to watch, man, because if you are a hardcore boxing fan, if you are a boxer, if you are a boxer trainer, if you are anything that has to do with the sport of boxing, you must appreciate what Luis Ortiz does in the ring. Sets traps, waits for you to overcommit so he can knock your ass smack out. Yo, he had my man Deontay Wilder second guessing, trying to look for the right time, because Wilder knew, if I overcommit and I bullshit and I miss this dude by a wide margin, it could be lights out at any given time. And that's what makes Luis Ortiz so dangerous. He can not only, if you let him come forward and get off first, he can fight well in that fashion too. If he senses that you are timid, if he senses that you are scared and you want to back up from him, then he'll get off first with no problem. But if he senses that he knows he got to bring that chess match to a fight, he gonna force you to commit. Overcommit, and it's over. It's over. I want to do Laura's legs, and I'm curious to see it. Honey, this ain't working. We gotta ain't working. Yeah, I'm gonna have to plug this up in the wall. I'm wanting to do Laura still got his legs, and I'm curious to see where his legs is at in this fight. If his legs are still there, then he should win, unless Castano knows how to cut the ring off very good, and we will see. Yeah, that's what I mean. This is Castano's coming out party, bro. He needs this win. This is his coming out party, man. And he needs to show us if he can hang with an elite fighter. The last guy that he beat, he was pretty trying to be mobile, but Castano did a good job of just chopping him down, hunting him down, putting effective pressure on him. We'll see if he can take it to the next level tonight, bro. We'll see. We'll see. Ortiz is very underrated. I would love to see the Ortiz versus Wilder rematch. It'd be. I wouldn't mind. Don't I? I definitely wouldn't mind. I definitely wouldn't mind. You know what I'm saying? Is it still on? Mm-hmm. I definitely wouldn't mind. That track you dropped a few weeks ago is straight fire. Thanks, hey Sif Bud. What's up with you, man? Yeah, man. I like to do that, man. To all everybody who subscribes to this channel, check out the music, man. The music playlist is on there, man. Y'all know I like to get down and make some cool tracks, man. Keep y'all entertained on the channel, man. I do that in my spare time, man. That's what I do. That's what I do, man. I got some new shit coming out, Sif Bud. Check it out, bro. It's gonna be nice. You hear me? Nice. Ortiz versus AJ. Ortiz versus AJ will be a great one, too. Ortiz versus AJ will be the one. Light lit up. What's up with you? Ortiz versus AJ will be the one. And that's what I was saying. AJ was calling out Ortiz. And if you read some of the recent articles, AJ is saying that, look, he is targeting Luis Ortiz after he gets through Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Well, if that happens, man, yo, Luis Ortiz needs to look good tonight so the fans can root for that, so the fans can raise pressure about that. I'm expecting for Luis Ortiz to go out there tonight and do a number on Christian Hammer. This ain't strong enough. And do a number on Christian Hammer. It ain't strong enough. And yeah, and do a number on Christian Hammer. Hey, yo, I'm gonna have to readjust the camera real quick because I'm gonna have to plug in my power supply. Give me a second, real quick, fight fans. Just give me a second and bear with me. Give me 1 second. Yeah, man. Give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Just bear with me for half a second. Got to plug up the camera here, man. We don't want it to run out of juice. You know what I'm saying? All right. Good. We back. We good. We good. Now, like I was saying before, man, you know what I'm saying? We got to see what's going on with Luis. Luis Ortiz needs to look impressive in tonight's fight, first and foremost. And I'm expecting him to do that, man. I'm definitely expecting him to do that. Luis Ortiz should be looking impressive in tonight's fight, raising that pressure on Anthony Joshua, man. Real shit. Real shit. AJ Talk is cheap. Yes, sir. AJ Talk is real cheap. Not only is AJ Talk cheap, Hearn Talk is cheap. They had an opportunity before. They had an opportunity to fight Luis Ortiz before when Luis Ortiz was under Matchroom. I said it earlier in the stream. A lot of my UK brethren will be out there like, yo, when Luis Ortiz is over here, he was stinking it up. He didn't look good against some of the opponents that he fought when he was over in the UK. So that's why AJ ain't give him a shot. Man, look. Out of the names that AJ was fighting at that time, bro, he could have easily gave Luis Ortiz a shot, man. It would have been a fight that we all wanted to see. You know what I'm saying? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But hopefully here in America, given that AJ now was looking to make the splash here in America, given the fact that, yo, the American fans ain't going to sit back and allow him to just overlook Luis Ortiz. Maybe they have to do that, man. I want to see AJ fight him before Wilder. That's just me. I'd rather see AJ fight Luis Ortiz before Deontay Wilder. That's just me. That's just me, though. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping. I'd rather see that, man. I truly rather see that. But we got to see, man. I hope he gets the job done tonight. AJ is waiting for Wilder to get older, so then he can fight Luis Ortiz, man. You know, man, what's going on with the heavyweights right now, man, is just disappointing, man. It's real disappointing. I'm not happy with what I'm seeing in the heavyweight division as of today. I don't like what Tyson Fury did. I don't like what's going on with how that whole AJ and Wilder situation went down. Man, I ain't feeling none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't feeling none of that shit. I think it was it's just stupid to me, and all of this posturing and all of this positioning, man. Look, man, this is just dumb, and they're killing their error the more that they constantly avoid each other. You know what I mean? The more. But you know what? I'm looking forward to the Jarrell Miller versus AJ fight. Shout out to Jarrell Big Baby Miller, the walking promo machine, doing a hell of a job promoting that fight. I think this is going to be an interesting fight to watch. I think AJ beats him. I think AJ, I don't think if Jarrell Big Baby Miller is going to try to constantly close that gap, probably try to impose his weight and impose his will onto AJ, I think he's going to eat a lot of shots, bruh. He's going to eat a lot of shots, man. Real shit. AJ fans have excuses for days. I want to see AJ Wilder, but AJ Ortiz will pacify the fans in the meantime. I agree 100%. I don't want to hear about the politics of the AJ fight. You tired of that shit? Word of the day? Word of the day say, look, man, fuck that. Can we talk about something else? I am so sick and tired of hearing about this shit. It's depressing. Hey, son, I better say, man, I don't want to hear that shit, bro. Real shit. Hey, I feel you, cuz. I feel you, man. You like, no, we've been talking about this shit for so long. I'm sick of hearing all of the same old shit over and over and over again. Can we move on? It is what it is. They ain't fighting each other. Fuck it. I know that's right, cuz. Castano definitely going to have to pressure Lord. If it's a chess match, he's not going to win that battle. He's going to set the pace against Lord, force Lord to fight, and Castano do throw a lot of punches. And that's the thing, and this is now Lord has fought opponents that fight in that style before. And when he was younger, of course, when he was, this is before the Jarrett Swift Hurd fight. So he's fought a lot of opponents in that style before, and he's been successful. But we don't know where he's at, coming off a loss so late in his career. At the age that he's, it wouldn't really be even questioned that much, I think, if Lord didn't fight in the style that he fights in, where it's so it's physically imposing. You know what I mean? Like it's real. It's physically demanding of the way Earl Sandy Lord fights, and we don't know that. Oh, if where he gonna be at this age, man. We just don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? Champ Ross in the building. What's up with you, man? What's up with you? The reason we can't stop talking about it is what you say, bro. The reason we can't stop talking about it is because there's no resolution. I hate to say it, but this is good for media and good for building fights as long as they don't wait too long. Yeah, it frustrates some people, though, light it up. And I feel them on that, man. Sometimes I got to pull myself away from it and find some other things in boxing to talk about because it's like, Joe, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? We could have had these fights. Yeah, it's this person's fault, it's that person's fault. It's good for build up. I'm with you 100%. It's good for build up, and it's good to get the fans engaged a little bit good. But at the end of the day, it can get frustrating too. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dog, get the fights on. What's the news on Superman? Does he have a permanent brain damage? I don't know, man. I don't know if he got permanent brain damage or not, man. But I'm just glad that he pulled through a situation. I'm glad for any fighter, man, that because they put their lives on the line every time they step in that ring, and they do it for our entertainment and they do it for our pleasure. So any fighter that get hurt or steps out of the ring, makes it through, and they come away with all their faculties, man, that's always good. But I hate to see a fighter get hurt in that fashion. The dude was in a fucking coma. You know what I'm saying? Through the grace of God, man, he pulled through, and everything gonna be good with hopefully Adonis Stevenson. When I haven't seen anything about him ever since the social media post that basically said he pulled through it, and hopefully he's just in some sort of recovery right now, and he's gonna make it through. You know what I'm saying? That's how I hope and feel. Real talk. Yeah, man, but light it up. I feel you though, bro. But yeah, people tired of it, man. So here we are, man. I wish this featherweight fight hurry up and get out the way. They battling though, man. It looked like a good fight, man. I'm not too familiar with these two Hispanic fighters. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they're gonna, given that Luis Ortiz is on the card tonight, Sandy Lara, Castano, it's gonna be pretty Latin favorite fighters tonight. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Castano by decision, Champ Ross. Oh shit. Tonight, there's a lot of fanfare out there that say Castano might pull this thing out. Yo, man, like I told people before, remember Brian Castellano, he got a victory over Earl Spence Jr. in the amateurs. And that's something that it's like, yo, goddamn. A come forward fighter that just swings a bunch of punches in the pros got a victory over Earl Spence Jr. in the amateurs. It's the amateurs. Sure, they pros now. That was a long time ago. Two totally probably different, much better fighters than now. But at the end of the day, he do got a victory over Earl Spence Jr. So we got to see, man. And plus, he's the WBA regular champion. You know what I mean? We'll see, man. This is his coming out party tonight. It should be a good one, man. The thing is, man, who knows? Maybe my main man, Jarrett Swift Hurd, maybe even got an eye on him. They interviewing Earl Sandy Lara now. See if y'all can hear this.
To Jarrett Hurd, are you concerned about rust? No, estamos bien. Tuvimos 11 meses de descanso, pero bueno, estamos listos ya para la pelea.
They're asking Lara, is he concerned about the rust?
It's been 11 months, but we're ready for this fight.
Castano's a much
It's been 11 months, but he's ready to go.
He is stronger. Are you concerned that the age might be a difference in his strength?
Castano mucho más joven, 6 años, tiene pensando que tal vez la juventud puede ser un factor aquí esta noche.
Ya lo demostré contra Jorge, un boxeador fuerte, grande también, joven también, y lo demostré y lo mejor de mí. Eso no tiene que ver nada.
Lord found the fountain of youth, man.
A younger guy, stronger guy, and that has nothing to do with it.
You desperately wanted to fight Jarrett Hurd. You've called him a coward. Is tonight just your night to once again
call Jarrett Hurd a coward?
Oh,
So they basically, as you can see by the commentating that's going on so far with Earl Sandy Lara, they're bringing up the fact that Castano is younger, that Castano is a come forward powerful puncher, that Castano, they're also bringing up the fact that Earl Sandy Lara has been out of the ring for a minute now, and will the ring rust come into play? And hey, man, these are all questions that just got to be answered through the fight, man. Yeah, real talk. Got to be answered through the fight, man. Taco Head 666 says, unpopular opinion. I want to see Pac-Man versus Money too. I don't know. I hear you, bro. It's not really that unpopular of opinion, believe it or not. People might say that shit. People might don't let nobody fool you with the bullshit, cuz people might say that shit, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it's unpopular and I don't want to see the fight. Let them make that damn fight. You know how many people gonna watch that damn fight, bro? So it ain't as unpopular as you think, you know what I mean? Real shit. I want to see AJ versus Ortiz. I want to see how AJ deal with somebody like Ortiz and Ortiz style. Can he do better than what Wilder did with Ortiz? And I think Ortiz would be a difficult fight for AJ. I think Ortiz would be a very, very difficult fight for AJ because AJ will have to pick his shots smart. AJ, he's already been critics accused Anthony Joshua of being robotic. They accuse him of being a little slow. And if you're going to anytime commit on a Luis Ortiz, you better be prepared to get the fuck out of there. You know what I'm saying? You notice when Wilder was picking his shots and whenever he was unsuccessful in landing, he took that step back and he got up out of there. And these are the things that's going to be, AJ is going to have to worry about. Luis Ortiz is the type of fighter that can punch over your jab. He's the type of fighter that can counter punch your jab at any given time. And all of these things like this will be something that AJ will have to deal with. And it ain't easy. It ain't easy for no heavyweight. And that's why I say, man, I honestly think that Dillian White, in the style that he fights, I think Dillian White got a good shot, truth be told. I think Dillian White actually has a good shot because Dillian White is relentless. And though he can take the thing with Dillian White, the way he fights stylistically, I see honestly the fight in his favor versus Luis Ortiz. That's just my opinion. Now, we just got to see the fight to see if that's true. But I think the way that Dillian White fights, I think he has an honestly good shot against Luis Ortiz. That's why I understand why he bullshitting. Ramirez could be next for Santa Cruz if no Russell Jr. fight. That's why we watching this fight. Oh, real shit? Oh, hey, Champ Ross, thanks for that heads up. Are you serious? Oh, bro, hey, I'm going to tell you right now, that better not happen, bro. That better fucking not happen, man. Leo Santa Cruz has to fight Gary Russell. I understand this dude tonight, he may be doing his thing, but this is a war going on in that fight tonight, too. These dudes are just swinging for the fences, man. But, no, fuck that. We got to see Leo Santa Cruz versus Gary Russell Jr., bro. Oh, okay. It's all good. No, but we got to see that, man. Like, I'm done waiting for that fight. If Gary Russell Jr. does not get Leo Santa Cruz next, just move up, bro. He needs to just lead the division, move on up, go up there, challenge Tank. If you want to challenge Tank, do that. But at the end of the day, nah, man. Light Lit Up says, I'm over Leo Santa Cruz, bro. Leo Santa Cruz needs to fight Gary Russell Jr. Simple and Simon, man. I can't. I've been saying it video after video, stream after stream. There ain't no other way to cut it. Leo Santa Cruz must fight Gary Russell Jr. Must. It ain't even in the talks no more, bruh. It's embarrassing what Leo Santa Cruz is doing by ducking Gary Russell Jr. It's embarrassing. It's sad, bruh. It's really sad. Y'all got history together. What the hell are you waiting for? You know what I'm saying? He tell us, after the JoJo Diaz fight, oh yeah, man, I see this. I can take advantage of this. I can take advantage of that, and still ain't fight the man. Gary Russell Jr. has not fought since last May, cuz, and he's been calling Leo Santa Cruz out every step of the way. Shit is sad, bro. Low blow champ, what's up with you? Low about to win? I hope so. I wonder, though, the thing is, if Araceli Loa, let's say he pulls the victory out tonight, I wonder this Jerry Swift Hurd then really considers him again, given that Araceli Loa will have the WBA regular title. I don't know, man. I don't think so, man. I don't know. They know that's a legacy fight. They know that's a legacy fight for Leo Santa Cruz. Man, they know Leo Santa Cruz will lose that fight. The one thing, see, that's the danger you run when you are a popular fighter. Leo is very popular in Cali, right? He real popular on the West Coast. They ain't trying to damage that type of thing. They trying to milk that for every dime that it's worth. And a fighter like Gary Russell Jr. can come in and disrupt the program. And they don't want to do that right now. That's why they try to do an Abner Marquez rematch. They are hoping for a Carl Frampton 3. They maybe even try to do an Oscar Val. Like, these type of fights are the ones that, a Warrington fight. These are the type of fights that are more valued, if you will, because they don't disrupt the program and they can make a bunch of money off it, man. Marcus Davis says Leo Santa Cruz and Gary Russell should be easy to make, and Leo keeps saying he fighting Russell and his words is not matching his actions, though. You hear me, though? I don't know what else it's going to take, man. I mean, dog, it's to the point where Gary Russell Jr., like I tell people in video after video, he is given a blueprint on his exit of boxing. He wants Leo Santa Cruz. He wants Gervonta Tank Davis, and he wants a rematch with Vasil Lomachenko. Those seem like some real impossible feats. Don't get me wrong, because you're talking about going from 26 to 30 to 35 all in 3 fights. You know what I'm saying? That's a tough thing to ask for. But that's the road that, however, that Gary Russell Jr. wants to do it. It looks like this fight is over with here. The referee has stopped the fight. Oh shit. Fight is over. Featherweight fight is over, man. Here we go. We getting closer to my main man, Luis. Hopefully, Luis Ortiz. We getting real close. Need to see that. We all need to see that, bruh. We all need to see that, man. We all need to see that. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Real shit. Okay, man. Look like this fight is over with.
Lefty showing big power out. For sure. Well, we talked about the fact that the early rounds, DeGracia has power in. In the later rounds, we thought Ramirez would be a little more effective, but not necessarily more.
Ramirez lost?
Turned out he was more powerful as well.
Like Ramirez lost. Oh, shit.
DeGracia going down to defeat for the second time in his career.
Oh, DeGracia lost. Ramirez won. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with these dudes.
I'll be honest with you, and I'm usually not hard on fighters, but Ramirez probably did DeGracia a favor, you know, because if DeGracia wins his fight on effort, he's going to move up and step up to even better competition.
Shit. You know what? Yo, man, okay, well, Ramirez pulls it out. That's what's up, man. Well, we don't want to see Leo Santa Cruz. Good for him. Congratulations to him. We don't want to see Leo Santa Cruz. We don't want to see Leo Santa Cruz. We don't want to see Leo Santa Cruz. We want to see Leo Santa Cruz versus Gary Russell Jr. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Real shit. Damn, this was a bloody war, though, man. My man looked like he is worn the fuck out.
He hadn't even recognized that the fight was over and other people were in the ring. So
92 AKU, what's up with you, man? Where did they say Ortiz is old? What did they say he just had his 40th birthday? But yo, y'all need to kill it with all that Luis old shit, man. Luis look like he, hey, when you look at the condition of most of the heavyweights, Luis Ortiz look like he in the best condition out of all of them, son. Look at that man, he chiseled. He always come in this thing in good condition. He don't look flabby. He don't look, he don't look all like he just need that. Nah, he looks like he in great condition, man. That's why Luis Ortiz is always so dangerous. Real shit, man. Real shit, man. You know what I mean? Yo, he's in good condition tonight, man. Hope they've been testing him, though. Santa Cruz don't want to fight Rigo. You know? Yo, it won't look good on Leo Santa Cruz for him to duck Guillermo Rigondeaux and duck Gary Russell Jr. You say chisel. Yeah, bro. Hey, like, I ain't gonna say chisel. Like, he ain't Earl. You know what I mean? Like Earl chisel. But I mean, he ain't in bad shape. Like, Leo, I mean, you telling me that Luis Ortiz looks like he in bad shape to you tonight, man? I mean, come on, bro. He don't look like dog. You look at dudes like you look at this dude, he fighting like Christian Hammer. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at like dudes like that, man. Man, look, man, Luis Ortiz look out of all of the heavyweights out there, like he looks like he in decent shape compared to most of these damn heavyweights. He ain't Bermain Stavern, you know what I'm saying? He ain't Bermain Stavern up in this bitch. Luis Ortiz is the Marky Mark of boxing. Go ahead, son. What you trying to say? He older than what he really is, or what are you saying, bro? Come on, man. Y'all wrong for that shit, man. Ortiz look ripped at the weigh-in for 40 going on 49. You wrong as shit. Nah, man. Luis Ortiz all right in all right shape, man. Luis Ortiz is not in bad shape. Luis Ortiz, I mean, look, hey, man, ever since he done got caught up for doping and all that other stuff, man, I thought he still stayed in real decent shape. You know what I mean? A lot of people say that Wilder might have got him because he started to tie out, man. Luis Ortiz all right, man. Luis Ortiz all right, bro. Look at Bermain Stavern. You know what I mean? That's out of shape. That's fucked up. You know what I mean? Look at Bermain Stavern. Bermain Stavern is in some anything type shape. You did. I mean, he got the body structure of a wheelchair kind of dude. You know, like, no offense to anybody like that, but I'm just saying, like, it's not, he's not, come on, man. Bermain Stavern, I mean, that's out of shape. Even like what George Foreman was, like when George Foreman came back, and look how flabby Ortiz is in better condition than that. At least from what I see. Ortiz got that old man power. Hell yeah. Hey, Luis got that old man power up in the building. You sure Luis Ortiz ain't a hype job? How's Luis Ortiz a hype job? If Ortiz is a hype job, fake ass $50 million offer. If Luis Ortiz is a hype job, tell your man to jump out there. You already know. Tell your man AJ to jump in that water and call that bluff. We've been asking for it. Everybody been wanting it. Tell AJ to stop bullshitting and get in the ring. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. If he a hype job, tell him to jump in the water. Stop playing. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. And then he getting rid of people like with ease. If he a hype job, watch how he get rid of Christian Hammer ass tonight. I got this man in my prediction. Early prediction for Luis Ortiz versus Christian Hammer. 4 rounds. I give it 4. And I could be 4 rounds. I say 4 rounds and he destroys Christian Hammer. 4 rounds. Call me on that. 4 rounds, Luis Ortiz. What y'all predictions at? Let me know. Ortiz versus Christian Hammer. What you got? What round? What round we talking about? Ortiz will beat up AJ. I hear that, man. I hear that. Like I say, AJ stylistically will have a problem with Luis Ortiz. And he will go in there with doubts. And he will go in there knowing that he cannot, like, take bullshit chances. He needs to be calculated. He needs to be smart. He needs to be focused that entire fight. Overcommitting and missing with Luis Ortiz will send you night-night. You know what I'm saying? Period. You know what I mean? Ortiz and 6 champ Ross. Okay. You giving Christian Hammer a hell of a lot of leeway. You know what I mean? I don't think much to Christian Hammer, man. I don't think much of him, man. I don't think much of him. He's never really accomplished much on the elite level. He's lost to the elite fighters that he's been in the ring with. Povetkin got rid of him. Tyson Fury got rid of him. I mean, dude was 1 punch from KO and Wilder. Nobody at the heavyweight division came as close to beating Deontay Wilder as Luis Ortiz. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. Eddie Hearn said in an interview yesterday that Joshua will be fighting Ortiz next after the Miller fight, and he said the fight would be in New York. Hey, this is what I was just saying, yo, and I'm glad you brought that up again, man. Look, man, there are articles, and as you can see, Eddie Hearn has already said it himself. They are targeting Luis Ortiz. They are targeting the man. You know what I'm saying? And if this is going to be the case, they're targeting Luis Ortiz. He needs to look good tonight. He needs to get the job done in devastating fashion and have the fans riding with him. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about it, bro. Real shit. Sorry about that. I don't know what the hell kind of filter they just put on my ass. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. It is what it is. Yeah, man. Ortiz is the most skilled. He has that Larry Holmes swagger. Yes, sir. Hey, Luis Ortiz got that boogeyman swagger. Luis Ortiz got the swagger like Slim. I walk through the building and ain't nobody gonna say my name. Ain't nobody gonna talk about me. Ain't nobody gonna call me out. Nobody. That's a hell of a position to be in at the heavyweight division. Nobody's going to call out Luis Ortiz, which I don't understand. Great show, family, from your family in Bermuda. Shout out to Bermuda live. Hey, how is the weather? How is the weather up in Bermuda, man? Goodness gracious. I can imagine it's feeling good down there right about now. Man, we can use some of that. They talking about getting us a winter storm here in the DMV area, man. I'm believing you now. And if your prediction come true, I'm going to be hanging with you. All right. Roll with me on that one, bro. Roll with me on that one. I hope it does, man. Roll with me on that. Real talk. Yo, what kind? Y'all see the filter they got me on, man? Like I look like I'm like moving in, like I see like some little hologram type thing. I don't know. Maybe that's YouTube. AJ versus Miller, best heavyweight fight right now. AJ versus Miller is, as far as all of today, yeah, no doubt about it. Clarissa Shields versus Chris. I can't wait for that fight. Yo, we are rooting for Clarissa Shields here in the good US of A. Clarissa, go do your thing, sweetie. Get the job done. Make history. She is going for undisputed. Let us show Clarissa Shields some love, man. Let us show women boxing, period, some love, man. You know what I'm saying? They are trying to break through. Clarissa Shields is leading the pack. Shout out to Hammer. Hammer's been a champion for a long time. Clarissa Shields, though, in just what? How many fights she got? 7 fights? Yo, I hope this girl get the job done. Yo, holding 2 titles in 2 different weight classes. She is the epitome of going down the path of greatness. She is seriously going down the path of greatness, man. I'm really rooting for Clarissa Shields, man. I'm really rooting for Clarissa Shields. The weather is great and the women are running. I know that's right, blood. I know that's right, bro. Y'all need to share some of that weather, man. Let us get some of that shit, bro. We got snow, we got ice, man. We got all kind of stuff. That's tomorrow night. They talking about shutting the whole town down, bro. Yeah, here we are, man. We are in March. We got one more month to go to get to that warm weather, man. We trying to get there, son. We need to get to that warm weather. I'm not here for women's boxing. Good luck to your girl, though. You don't like women's boxing, light it up, man. Come on, man. We can't be like that, man. Yo, man, we got to get them some shine, too, man. They goes in there and fight balls to the wall, man. Clarissa Shields is a very, very accomplished fighter, man. Very, very accomplished fighter. Who is this that they got up on the panel tonight on Showtime Boxing? Is that who I think it is?
You know,
What's up, brother? What's up, B?
it's a pleasure to have you on. Listen, we just saw that clip. This documentary looks.
They got Wu-Tang up on this thing tonight, man. Go ahead, son. I need clear separation between men and women. Yo, man, you gotta like what they doing. They got my man Raekwon up on the panel tonight with Showtime, man. What the hell Raekwon doing, man? Showtime going all out with the promo, huh? Raekwon, I'm feeling the hat and jacket that he's sporting, though, man. Look at the ring he got on, too, son. Raekwon, though. Raekwon from Wu-Tang Clan, man. Shout out to the Wu. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Wu. Yeah, but we got to show Clarissa some love, bro. She breaking down barriers. On top of that, man, she's heavily accomplished, man. She's trying to earn her respect. You know, she doing what she need to do, man. She doing what she need to do. Where you at, man? What city, man? We in the DMV. We in the DMV, man. DC all day. You know what I'm saying? But however, I'm out here in Maryland, though, man. I'm out here in Anne Arundel County. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. We out in the DMV area, man. But I'm born and raised. Stomping grounds is in DC all day. But yo, man, got a house out here, son. I got to let rest my head where it's nice. You know what I'm saying? But I'm always in the hood. Always. Women boxing kind of boring. More KOs and she'll fight and be in bikinis. Yo, would you want to see Clarissa Shields in a bikini, though? I ain't being 100. You know what I mean? I don't know about all that. She got big ass. I don't know about that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, they need to earn their respect the right way, bro. You know what I mean? Like, they fighters. We got to address them as fighters. We can't disrespect women's boxing, man. Kristen Hammer, man, she's a reigning champion, man. She been holding that down for a long time. You wild boy, 92 AKU. You wild as shit, man. We can't do that, man. We can't do that, man. Women are supposed to be soft and feminine, not masculine, just my opinion. So if that's the case, then you saying that women shouldn't play basketball, that women shouldn't do nothing, man. You right about that, though. Don't get me wrong. But that don't mean they can't be, man. You got, like, look, man, y'all remember when Triple H was messing with China? Dog, like, how the fuck did that look? You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to China, because I think she passed away. But at the end of the day, man, like, yo, man, there's somebody out there for everybody. If somebody was messing with China, there's somebody out there for everybody. China looked like she would whoop all our ass. You know what I'm saying? So cut it, you know what I'm saying? Cut it out. Yo, man, we can't be like that, man. Hey, you funny, bro. I don't know about that. Lion Bar, what's up with you? What's up with you? What's your thought on Spence versus Garcia, bro? Well, Spence versus Garcia really got me engaged. This upcoming week, for all the subscribers of the channel, expect a lot of videos on Errol Spence Jr. versus Mikey Garcia coming up this week. We're going to dig into that fight. We're getting closer. Also expect more vids on Ugas versus Showtime Sean Porter. I'm looking forward to both of those fights. But as for Spence and Mikey, man, I got to rock with Spence. I got no reason as of today to rock with Mikey. I'm not saying Mikey can't do it. I just don't know how he does it. Maybe somebody can break it down to me because I just don't see it. But once again, you know, Mikey has been underrated so many times in the past, man, where, you know, I don't know what he sees. He says he sees something, and I want to know exactly what he sees. Looking at the face-to-face the other day, right? Mikey is like, man, yeah, man, I do everything better than you. My hand speed is better. My footwork is better. My power, you know, he's saying that everything he does is better than Errol Spence Jr. Well, okay. All right. I mean, if that's what you believe, then it is what it is. All right, yo, we getting closer to Ortiz versus Hammer, man. But I like Mike. Hey, look, man, I doubted Mikey would take the fight. I was proven wrong. Mikey took the fight. So, and just because Mikey took the fight, and I got to say, man, let's see what he does. Let's see what he does, man. I don't see how he wins though, bro. And like I tell people, man, even if he's outboxing Earl Spence Jr., I just don't see what stops Earl Spence Jr. from coming. Even let's just say he knocks Spence down. I just don't see what stops Earl from just coming. And on top of that, like Mikey's putting on more weight, more muscle. Even if he shines an early portion of the fight, will his stamina, his physical, will that allow him to keep that rate up the entire fight against a dude that's constantly coming? Earl don't stop. This motherfucker don't stop, bruh. Just doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never seen nothing like that, man. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Mikey can win if he brings a bet. Hey, you real shit. You're going to need that Louisville slug up in that joint, man. I need to hear your breakdown on Crawford Khan. Crawford is my favorite fighter, and I don't believe Khan will be an easy one, but I believe he'll take it and it'll be just like truth be told, light lit up, I just believe that in Terence Crawford's case, I think that once he downloads and processes Amir Khan's speed, once he downloads and processes Amir Khan's movements, I give it 4 or 5 rounds, and then after that, I think he'd start to take the fight to Khan. I think once he downloads and processes him in that way, he takes the fight to him, and Khan is not going to be able to stop the effective aggression of Terence Crawford. And maybe Khan does shine in the first 4 to 5 rounds. Maybe he does, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I just think this is all going to be part of Crawford downloading them, processing them, and then taking the fight to him and eventually stopping Amir Khan. That's just how I see it playing out, man. If some people say Khan's going to outbox him this and outbox him that, Crawford can box too, bro. I don't know. We'll see. But I just think that if Sammy Vargas can do what he did to Amir Khan, it's no way possible whatsoever that Terence Crawford ain't going to get in there and get the job did effectively. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's going to take a few rounds to download and process the hand speed, download and process the movements, and after that, Terence Crawford, man, he's going to put his best foot forward. He's going to start coming forward, and he's going to put Amir Khan on that foot. Mikey Garcia is way below the weight. Got to eat more tacos. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah, he better eat that or some good-ass snacks. You know what I mean? Fuck with Victor. Go get the good snacks. Y'all see when Earl Spence Jr. was like, I see you taking the snacks. I know you taking snacks, and I know you can take all the snacks you want. It don't matter. You know what I mean? That's what it is, man. Yo, they calling that shit out, man. He calling that shit out. Gotta eat more tacos. Yeah, man. They gotta put some extra beef in them shits, man. You need to stop fucking with the chicken tacos and eat the beef tacos. Khan getting sent to hell 100. Yo, man, Khan, y'all think that after Khan gets sent to the no man's land that he gonna finally take on Kell Brook? Hey, yo, we getting close. Luis Ortiz versus Christian Hammer. Looking flaggier than you know what I mean? We getting close. It's only a 10-round fight. It's interesting. Only a 10-round fight. Snacks equal to equalizer. All right. 10-round fight. They're getting started. Luis Ortiz versus Christian Hammer. We about to go in, man. Khan, no chance in my opinion. Crawford, a class above. Absolutely. All right. Christian Hammer's up in that joint with what kind of capers that he got wrapped around him, man. They calling him out. But man, yeah, what the hell does he got on, bro? If y'all watching the fight, what the hell is that Christian Hammer has on? What kind of cape is that? Is that a cape or a flag? Is he wearing a flag? I guess no. He up in that thing looking like Super Hammer. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Christian Hammer will.
All right, they showing Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz with the typical mean mug. All eyes. He's keeping his eyes lasered in on Christian Hammer from across the ring. I like that. That's why you got to like Luis Ortiz. Hungry, bro. Hungry. About to watch the fight. I'm out. Enjoy, light lit up. Enjoy. Come on back here, bro, after the fight. Y'all know how we do it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how we do it. Yeah, but for everybody who want to hang with me through this fight, we're going to talk through this thing round. All right, here we go. Luis Ortiz, age 39. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, whatever. Yo, we looking at almost about a 20-pound weight difference at Luis Ortiz at 238, Christian Hammer at 257. Same 78-inch reach for both fighters. Gonna be interesting.
With the official introductions, here once again is the maestro on the microphone, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Here we go. All right, they are introducing the fighters. Jimmy Lennon Jr. in the building. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Yo, that's interesting, man. The 20-pound difference. You know, they heavyweight, so it usually doesn't matter. But damn, I didn't know Christian Hammer would come in 20 plus pounds bigger than Luis Ortiz. I thought they would be maybe 10, maybe anywhere from 10 to 12 pounds off. But 20 pounds, it's a big difference. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Was Christian Hammer always that heavy? Not that I can recall.
From New York City, Walaska Roldan. Introducing us to the man of the ring, the referee in charge of this bout, Sade Murdoch.
Referee Sade Murdoch here, big as shit.
Rounds of boxing scheduled in a heavyweight special.
Sade Murdoch. Hey, Sade Murdoch got that big ass bowling ball head. Y'all see the ref's head, man? Good God. Here we go. We're going to get ready. Here we go. You know, that's not a good look for Christian Hammer to be 24-5, 14 KOs. 14 KOs? Really? 14 KOs. Fighting out of Hamburg, Germany. Let's go.
Tonight he is making his U.S. debut. Please welcome the two-time European champion and WBO number 2.
And that's the thing with Christian Hammer. European champion. I think he's a European level fighter, in my opinion. He's a European level fighter. I don't think he's at the next level. I think Luis Ortiz blesses him out in 4. My prediction, Luis Ortiz by KO in 4. Here we go.
Fighting out of Miami, Florida by
look at that. Luis Ortiz 30-1. 2 no decisions, 26 knockouts. My main man, King Kong. Let's go. Let's go.
2 no decisions.
Yes, sir.
Big wins coming by way of knockout. Currently ranked the WBC number 3 contender. Ladies and
I think Klitschko took the win out of Hammer's cell. Yeah, man, he did. I mean, that's why I was saying, man, Christian Hammer has never won on the elite level, man. He's a good European level fighter. Yo, when he gets in there with the likes of, say, like you say, a Klitschko or a Povetkin or a Tyson Fury, man, he just looks bad, man. And I'm expecting for Luis Ortiz, if he wants to stay in the consistent conversation of elite heavyweights, he needs to do the same as they did. You know what I'm saying? Luis Ortiz looking solid. What y'all talking about? What the hell? Hey, when light lit up, come back. I need a high. You talking about Luis Ortiz ain't looking good. Luis Ortiz is looking solid. Okay, here we go. We are at the face-off. They are in the middle of the ring. Luis Ortiz looking much better conditioned than Christian Hammer. Much better conditioning. Or they are looking at each other's eyes. They are not taking their eyes away from each other. And we are underway. Here we go. We are underway. Here we go. Here we go, fight fans. Here we go. Let's get it cracking. Let's get it cracking. Let's get it cracking. Let's get it cracking. Luis Ortiz audition for the Anthony Joshua. So fans can effectively apply pressure for an Anthony Joshua fight. We need him to look good tonight. And the opening bell starts and Luis Ortiz is out. Here we go.
Christian Hammer in the blue with red and yellow, and immediately the southpaw.
Luis Ortiz working the jab.
Tried and true Cuban
working the jab, moving around, working the jab. Working the right hand jab. Christian Hammer looks like he's going to be fighting a defensive fight for majority of this fight. We already see it. Luis Ortiz working the jab, pressing the action. Working the jab. Working the jab. Coming forward, working the jab. Christian Hammer just balling up. Luis Ortiz coming forward. Working the jab, working the jab. Dancing around. Uh-oh. They engage. Luis Ortiz gets the best of the combination punches, finishes it off with the left hand hook, back to the jab, and moving around Hammer. Okay, look at Hammer with the counter punching. Luis Ortiz stand on the outside, working the jab, working the jab. Here we go. Luis Ortiz working the jab, moving to his right, working the jab. Sliding to his right, trying to line up that left hand to go right down the pike. Working the jab, moving around Christian Hammer. Christian Hammer ain't firing much back. Luis Ortiz fires off with a big left hand. No dice. No dice. They tangle up. They're tangling up. They're tangling up. Ref is going to have to split them up. Oh, Luis Ortiz pushes them off. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Luis Ortiz pushing the action forward. Still stand behind the jab. Trying to line up that straight left hand. Trying to line up that straight left hand. Pushing the jab. Stand on the outside. Christian Hammer trying to close the gap. Trying to get up closer to Luis Ortiz. It seems like he's trying to get to the inside. Luis Ortiz is not allowing it. Luis Ortiz is steadily moving and plucking them behind the jab. Steadily moving, plucking them behind the jab. Stand on the outside. Luis Ortiz steadily jabbing, backing up Christian Hammer. Christian Hammer looking for some opportunities to get to the inside or make it to the inside. Christian Hammer with a right hand straight down the pipe, landing right on Luis Ortiz. Wow. Luis Ortiz back to the outside, using the jab. Using the jab. They're pawing each other. Luis Ortiz is much more, well, he's always a cautious fighter. He's being real patient, waiting for Christian Hammer to commit. Pushing the jab, steadily pushing the jab. Christian Hammer just looking for an opportunity to get to the inside once again. Luis Ortiz standing on the outside. Christian Hammer commits. Christian Hammer eats a right hook. Christian Hammer, big right hands coming forward, throwing big right hands, looking for them opportunities. Not backing away from Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz looking for a counter shot, looking for a straight left hand counter shot. That's all he's looking for. He's moving to his right, trying to line that left hand up straight with Christian Hammer. Christian Hammer is very cautious at this point. Luis Ortiz standing on the outside, keeping him on the outside, double jab. Christian Hammer throws a shot, but gets the hell out of dodge. Misses him, though. Yeah, Christian Hammer is very cautious. He's not going to try to overcommit too much. And Luis Ortiz, and the round is over, I give the first round to Luis Ortiz. Yeah, I can see now that Luis Ortiz is going to try to fight early for a chess match, and he's looking for Christian Hammer to overcommit early. We'll see how that works out. He's going to take his time. He's going to try to keep scooting to the right, lining that straight left hand up. So if Christian Hammer overcommits, he's going to pop him with it, man. And that's what Luis Ortiz is looking forward to, I think. But first round, 10-9, Luis Ortiz, in my opinion. Both men are back in their corners. Luis Ortiz breathing kind of hard, man. But we'll see how this works out. Breathing kind of hard. Both men, neither man has sat down. Both men are standing up in their corners. That's impressive. Both men are standing up in their corners.
Can't afford to do that in this fight. Hands up. He did have his hands up. You've got to protect yourself from the big power of Ortiz. And we talked about the right hand. Paulie did.
All right, we're getting started. Round 2. Here we go. Round 2, we getting started. Round 2. All right, round 2. Luis Ortiz coming forward, double jab. Comes back with a big, strong left hand. No dice. Christian Hammer being patient, looking to get to the inside. Not overcommitting, not swinging barely. Luis Ortiz showing a lot of work in this round. Putting a lot more punches out there now. Double jab with a big left hand. Nothing. No knockdown. They engaging heavy. Christian Hammer, big right hand on Luis Ortiz. Woo! Luis Ortiz calling them in. A lot of fireworks in this round for the opening of the second round. Christian Hammer coming forward, throwing hard right hands. Luis Ortiz looked like he almost went down for a second there, man. Man. They tied up at this point. Got Luis Ortiz pinned up against the rope. Ref breaks him up. They're going back to the middle of the ring. Luis Ortiz going back to the jab, standing on the outside. Christian Hammer looking for opportunities to get to the inside. No dice. Luis Ortiz throws a big left hand, doesn't land. Christian Hammer shakes his head and smiles at him like, nah, Christian Hammer look like he's going to stand in this fight as long as he can. Double jab by Luis Ortiz. They're in the middle of the ring. Christian Hammer, big right hand, misses Luis Ortiz. Comes right back with another big right hand, misses Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz back to the outside, working the jab. Just working the jab, being patient, working the jab. They're in the middle of the ring. Luis Ortiz on the outside. Christian Hammer being patient, not trying to overcommit too early. Luis Ortiz now pressing the action, coming forward, working behind his jab. Now both men are doing a stand. Both men are just staring at each other at this point. No man is committing at this point. I think Luis Ortiz got tagged up pretty good by a right hand early in this round, and he's thinking twice now. Christian Hammer backing up into the ring. They're engaging to each other. Christian Hammer looking like he's losing his legs. I don't know if he's getting winded. Backs into the ropes. Looks like he's getting winded, or is he either hurt? Christian Hammer hurt. Up against the ropes. Luis Ortiz got Christian Hammer up against the ropes. Big left hand. Man. It's getting interesting. Christian Hammer back up against the ropes, trying to swing back. Christian Hammer back up against the ropes, backs into a corner. Every time he misses, he's knocking himself off balance as if he's already winded. Christian Hammer, at this time, back up against the ropes. Luis Ortiz coming in, jabbing. Christian Hammer, big right hand, misses Luis Ortiz. Back to the ropes, backs against the ropes again. Neither man is showing much mobility at this point. Christian Hammer up against the ropes, eats a hard body shot downstairs. Straight left hand to the body. Backs him up. Christian Hammer, big right hand on Luis Ortiz. Backs him up. Luis Ortiz back on him. And they are tangled up in the corner. We got a fight here in the second round. Look at this. Christian Hammer comes back. They're in the middle of the ring. Big right hand misses Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz. Oh, and the bell rings for the end of the second round. A lot of fireworks in the second round. Hey, that was a close round, man. That was a close round. Luis Ortiz got hit with some good, solid right hands in that round. And here we go. Let's listen to the replay.
That round, and
well, that was already afterwards.
that was after, but it looked like the glove did touch the mat.
So Luis Ortiz went down and his glove did touch the ground, but it wasn't due to a punch. It wasn't a punch.
Why is his glove touching the ground?
See, he ducks under a punch from Christian Hammer, and his glove touches the ground, but it's not called a knockdown because there wasn't a punch that pushed him to the ground.
We'll take a look at later in the action.
See? It's showing the replay, and Luis Ortiz hit Christian Hammer with a straight left hand to the body. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. That even gave a smile from Luis from Hammer. Wow. Okay, here we go. Started the third round, and we are back at it. Here we go. Christian Hammer coming forward, pushing the action. Christian Hammer, at this point, standing in the middle of the ring at this time. Luis Ortiz dancing around and working behind the jab. They're in the middle of the ring. Luis Ortiz moving around Christian Hammer. Christian Hammer staying planted while Luis Ortiz is moving, working behind the jab at this point. And here we go. Luis Ortiz sliding, trying to line up that left hand. Just trying to line up that left hand counter. Sliding to the right, working behind the jab. Staying on the outside. Christian Hammer, feet planted in the middle of the ring. Not doing much moving at this point. Christian Hammer looked like he's tiring out, man. He's wearing him down. Luis Ortiz pushing him back with the jab. At this point, they're back in the middle of the ring. Luis Ortiz looking, throws a big left hook to the body, lands solid on Christian Hammer, and then pushes him back again with the jab. Christian Hammer just trying to find a way to get to the inside, but he's just not moving much. Luis Ortiz dancing on the outside, working behind the jab, throws a big left hand, misses the left hand. Back into the middle of the ring. Luis Ortiz dancing. Luis Ortiz looking like he's comfortable, trying to show the judges that he's well within comfortable. He's comfortable and he's well within rhythm. Luis Ortiz just dancing, working behind the jab. Christian Hammer not moving much, trying to stand down on his punches to pin Luis Ortiz down. Oh, shit. Luis Ortiz socked by a solid jab by Christian Hammer in the middle of the ring. God damn. Luis Ortiz standing in the middle of the ring, head down, looking for opportunities to come forward on Christian Hammer. Christian Hammer ain't moving much, and Luis Ortiz ain't swinging much at this point. They're just staring at each other. It's a staring contest right now. We got a minute to go in the third. It's just, Christian Hammer throws a big right hand, lands on Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz comes back with a solid jab. Luis Ortiz working behind the jab, pushes Christian Hammer up against the ropes. Double jab, missing Luis. Luis Ortiz, big left hand, lands on Christian Hammer, causes him to smile. Christian Hammer up against the ropes. Luis Ortiz, big left hand, shakes it off. Luis Ortiz pushing Christian Hammer up against the ropes again, causing a lot of smiles from Christian Hammer. That ain't good usually in a fight. Christian Hammer throws a hard right hook to the body. They're engaging heavy at this point. A lot of heavy shots being thrown by both men. Luis Ortiz, solid uppercut on Christian Hammer. Pushes him back. Christian Hammer now falling back into the ropes again. My God, Christian Hammer, right hand. The thing with Christian Hammer, he looks winded, but he's throwing with heavy punch. He's throwing a lot of heavy punches at this point. Christian Hammer backing up against the ropes. In the end of the third round, a lot of heavy shots, a lot of leather landed on in this round right here. It turned into a staring contest for a second, but then when these two men engage, see, Christian Hammer's not backing down from Luis Ortiz by far. He is not backing down from Luis Ortiz at all, y'all. At all. Both men are in the corner. Luis Ortiz needs a whole bucket of water thrown on his head right now.
Keep hitting his body. On the bottom. He's soft, so keep hitting him there. But don't keep him on line with his punches. Don't attack him when you're on the line.
We're going to revisit that moment in round 2.
Wow. So it looks like that Luis Ortiz is telling him, his corner is telling him to line him up for that straight left hand down the pike. When these two men engage, when they go into a back and forth, Christian Hammer is not backing away from Luis Ortiz. He is standing his ground, and he's looking to give Luis Ortiz a lot of big right hands to pay for those in confrontations. Oh, they showing some of the replays. Luis Ortiz threw a big left hand looping shot on Christian Hammer. In that particular round, I'd give it to Luis Ortiz. And here we go, the start of round 4. The start of round 4. Luis Ortiz comes out, working behind the jab. Christian Hammer, once again, comes out, not throwing much, trying to close the gap on Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz stand on the outside, both men in the middle of the ring. Luis Ortiz double, triple jabs, lands 2 of the 3. Luis Ortiz, once again, moving to his left at this time, trying to line that left up to go straight down the middle. He's doing that the entire fight. He's constantly trying to line that left hand to go straight down the middle. Luis Ortiz, double jabs, nothing. Christian Hammer, looked like he's possibly getting a second win by not throwing too much at this point. Christian Hammer, stand on the outside, looking for opportunities to get to the inside behind or around Luis Ortiz's jab. Luis Ortiz jabbing, coming forward. Luis Ortiz got Christian Hammer in the corner. They engage. Big uppercut by Luis Ortiz. Christian Hammer laughs it off, shakes his head. They back to the middle of the ring. Oh, man, that was a solid shot. Christian Hammer comes back, trying to engage with Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz steps around Christian Hammer, punches. They're back into the middle of the ring. Luis Ortiz pressing the action. Christian Hammer backs into the ropes. At this point, he just backed himself into the ropes. Luis Ortiz jab, solid jab, landing on Christian Hammer. Christian Hammer just, what he's doing, he's backing himself into a rope. And when Luis Ortiz comes forward, then he's trying to come forward to get to the inside, but it ain't working. They're engaging in the middle of the ring at this point. Luis Ortiz, solid left hand uppercut in the middle of the ring. They're still in the middle of the ring. They're pawing each other. We got a minute to go in the fourth. Both men are slowing down dramatically at this point. Christian Hammer comes forward with a right hand, grazes Luis Ortiz pretty good. Luis Ortiz back to the jab. Staying fundamentally sound, staying patient, coming forward. Big right hook to the body on Christian Hammer that lands solid. Pushes him up against the ropes. Luis Ortiz working behind the 1-2. Got Christian Hammer pinned in the corner. Right up, a hook to the body. They engaging heavy while Christian Hammer's pinned up in the corner. And he eats a lot of shots. It's like Christian Hammer is like backing himself on the ropes, luring Luis Ortiz in to get him closer so he can land some punches. Christian Hammer, right hand. Luis Ortiz blocks it. Christian Hammer once again backs himself into the ropes. Luis Ortiz comes closer. He commits and gets countered with a solid left hand uppercut. Christian Hammer backed into a corner. Luis Ortiz easing closer and closer. Right hook, left hook. Christian Hammer pinned up against the ropes, staying up against the ropes at this point. He's not trying to leave the ropes. Trying to lure Luis Ortiz to get him in closer. And Luis Ortiz stand on the outside. See, Luis Ortiz is, when he jumps in, he's jumping in on a counter shot. And once he jumps in on the counter shot, it's like Christian Hammer can't reset enough to get enough shots off, and Luis Ortiz gets the best of him. Christian Hammer nose is bleeding pretty good now. And we are at the end of the fourth round. Both men gone back to their corners at this time. Christian Hammer is bleeding from the nose pretty good. Let's see what the corner's talking about.
You have to close the middle. Don't stay. You have to move.
Christian Hammer's corner is keep instructing him that he has to close the gap. And it seems like Christian Hammer's strategy on closing the gap is to lean up against the ropes and allow Luis Ortiz to come forward and then take his opportunities. However, he's not being successful by doing that, though. And every time he get caught up in that corner, he starts to eat some shots.
Which has been so good for Ortiz. And, you know, the thing
look at that. As he pinned himself in the corner, Luis Ortiz is going upstairs, downstairs, upstairs, downstairs. A lot of big hooks down to the liver, and a lot of big straight left hands. Here we go, round 5, and we're starting. Christian Hammer at this point, and they both been in the middle of the ring. Luis Ortiz dancing around Christian Hammer using the jab. Stand with the jab. Stand on the outside with the jab. Stiff jab by Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz trying to size him up for a big straight left hand. I think that left hand's going to happen, man. That left hand's going to happen. Christian Hammer back standing on the outside, trying to find a way to get to the inside. Just can't do it. Just can't do it. Every time he gets to the inside, Luis Ortiz is countering him. Luis Ortiz with a solid 1-2 pushes Christian Hammer up against the ropes. Christian Hammer up against the ropes, ducking major hard shots. Luis Ortiz just playing with him on the outside. Big 1-2 by Luis Ortiz. And Christian Hammer just Christian Hammer overcommits and eats a solid double jab. Oh my gosh. bleeding heavy from the nose right now. Luis Ortiz just backing him up against the ropes and just beating him up at this point. Christian Hammer is wide open, bleeding from the nose, got blood all over his face. He's back up against the ropes once again. Luis Ortiz staying on the outside. Now they're back to the middle of the ring. Luis Ortiz commits with a jab, misses. Christian Hammer tries to counter with a right hook. Christian Hammer looking slow, looking sloppy, throwing a bunch of wide punches at this point. Yeah, he is definitely slowing down. He's leaking pretty good. It's a matter of time, y'all. Luis Ortiz standing there in the middle of the ring. He's dancing around and plucking the jab. Luis Ortiz bleeding heavy from the nose at this point. Oh, snap. Look at this. Christian Hammer coming forward. Christian Hammer, big right hook, comes back with a solid left hook. Got Luis Ortiz pinned up against the ropes. Luis Ortiz is leaking from the nose. Oh, my goodness. Both men leaking. They are engaging heavy. Christian Hammer with a big right hand that makes Luis Ortiz do a semi-shuffle in the middle of the ring. Now Luis Ortiz coming back forward, pushing Christian Hammer up against the ropes. Did Christian Hammer blow his load? We'll see. Christian Hammer now up against the ropes. Luis Ortiz closes the gap. Blood is everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Blood is everywhere. Luis Ortiz coming forward, being cautious. Christian Hammer once again backs into the ropes. Throws a right hand to the body. Gets countered with a jab. Luis Ortiz spitting the blood out. Oh, snap. Look at this. Hey, Christian Hammer commits with a big right hand. Luis Ortiz tries to counter, but misses. Christian Hammer backs into the ropes. Luis Ortiz engaging. They tussle up a little bit. They back to the middle of the ring. Oh, snap. Luis Ortiz with the jab. Christian Hammer, right hand counter. Oh, man. Oh, they tussle up. Christian Hammer backs into a corner. Luis Ortiz, solid 1-2. Christian Hammer riding the ropes. Luis Ortiz commits heavy with a straight left hand to end the round. Hey, I'm going to tell y'all something, man. Let me tell you something. Luis Ortiz is bleeding from the nose. The corner is trying to stop the bleeding. Oh, shit.
We're okay.
What is going on, son?
That's all. You're okay.
Luis Ortiz corner trying to stop the bleeding from the nose. They got cotton swabs and everything going right now. Oh my goodness.
Straight left hand showing us good technique in his boxing.
Oh man, look at this. Hey, let me tell y'all something. Oh, as they were tangling up, Christian Hammer landed a solid right hand cross. They're showing some of the replays. Let me tell y'all something, man. From this point, Christian Hammer is putting up a decent fight. He is really putting up a decent fight. This is the shot that made Luis Ortiz do the shuffle. He made Luis Ortiz do a semi-shuffle in the middle of this round. Look, the blood is once again, as the round's about to start, they cannot stop the bleeding that's coming from the nose of Luis Ortiz. And let's see how that affects him. Oh, they're back in the middle of the ring. Here we go. Christian Hammer, right hand to the body. Luis Ortiz standing on the outside, just dancing, trying to size him up for a straight left hand once again. Christian Hammer standing his ground. Luis Ortiz double jabs, push Christian Hammer up against the ropes. And here we go. Christian Hammer, that's just the strat. He is trying to lure Luis Ortiz to get closer by being up against the ropes. Oh, Luis Ortiz, big left hand. Lands on the top of the head of Christian Hammer. Christian Hammer stands his ground, though. Luis Ortiz, Christian Hammer, straight right hand down the middle as Luis Ortiz starts to shuffle. Christian Hammer waving to the crowd, laughing, smiling. What the hell is going on here, man? Christian Hammer, straight right hand down the pike, no success. Stand in the middle of the ring, both men in the middle of the ring. Christian Hammer, 2 hooks to the body that was solidly landed. What the hell? Oh, Luis Ortiz coming forward. Looking a little unorthodox at this point. Looking a little tired. Luis Ortiz coming forward. They're tussled up. They separate. Okay, here they go. They're just standing in the middle of the ring, waiting for one to make a mistake. They're looking. Luis Ortiz, straight left hand off the 1-2. Lands pretty good. Oh, man. Luis Ortiz pushes Christian Hammer back. They're back to the middle of the ring. They're looking at each other, waiting for one to overcommit. Double jab by Luis Ortiz. That lands on Christian Hammer. The second one did. And Christian Hammer is just kind of like bopping all around the ring at this point. Just moving all around the ring, grabbing the ropes. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Luis Ortiz get close and walks into a right hand by Christian Hammer. Okay, here we go. Hey, Luis Ortiz is leaking, bruh. Luis Ortiz, big right hand to the big right hook to the body. They're back in the middle of the ring. Good 1-2 by both men in the middle of the ring. They're engaging. Christian Hammer leads with a big right hand, misses. As the judges at this point unofficially have every round for Luis Ortiz. Every round for Luis Ortiz. That is the unofficial Steve Farhood scorecard at this point. Good jab. Okay, Christian Hammer pushed into a corner. Good jabs to keep Luis Ortiz at bay. Land solid on him. Luis Ortiz looking for opportunities to get into the inside while Christian Hammer's picked up in the corner. Luis Ortiz double jab and straight left hand that lands straight right hand that lands pretty good. Oh. Christian Hammer stand up against the ropes. Luis Ortiz pawing at him. Christian Hammer throws a big right hand, misses. Luis Ortiz counter with a straight right jab. Oh man. Christian Hammer now. Look at this. Oh. Look at this. Luis Ortiz jabs. Christian Hammer comes back with a right hand, misses. Christian Hammer is doing a lot of committing now. He's doing a lot of committing at this point. And with all of this over committing, Christian Hammer can easily get clipped. And we are talking, this is the end of the round. Both men are going to their corners. Hit the thumbs up for me right here. Whether you're fam or whether you're just dropping through to see what's up with the fight. While you're here, hit the thumbs up for me, man. You hear me? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, god damn. Yo, we got to fight, y'all. What the hell? We got to fight, son. We got to fight. They're now showing Lauren Castano workout, warm up.
Introduce himself to the American audience.
Both men looking good, looking in solid shape, looking in solid condition. It's going to be a good fight. Looking forward to the next fight. Ortiz and Lara versus Brian Castano. Looking forward to that fight. Looking forward to that fight. Yo, man, Luis Ortiz, they have every round for Luis Ortiz, but I can say I can peel off at least possibly at this point 2 rounds. At least at this, in my opinion, I can see 2 rounds gone to Christian Hammer. And here we go, start of round 7. Both men in the middle of the ring. Here we go. Here we go. In the middle of the ring. This is going to be a point with 2 men of this size in this weight. It's going to see who's going. It's going to be a battle of attrition at this point, y'all. And here we go. Luis Ortiz double jabbing, pushing Christian Hammer up against the ropes. Here we go. Christian Hammer stand on his feet, ate a lot of solid shots, and so has Luis Ortiz, man. Both men are bleeding heavily from the nose. I'm telling you, man. Not the best performance from Luis Ortiz tonight. I'm telling y'all. Back in the middle of the ring, Christian Hammer commits with a right hand, misses Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz dancing around him, stand on the outside, working the jab. Working the jab. Double jabs on Christian Hammer. Double jabs, triple jabs on Christian Hammer. Pushing Christian Hammer back up against the ropes once again. Look at that. Luis Ortiz stand on the outside, just working the jab. And Christian Hammer starting to come forward now. Throws a big left hook, lands on the side of the head of Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz coming back with the jab. You know, every time he jabs, Christian Hammer just kind of like backs up, taking a step back now. Here we go. Christian Hammer commits with a right hand. Luis Ortiz counters with a solid left hand. Double jab by Luis Ortiz, pushing Christian Hammer back up against the ropes. And Christian Hammer now coming back forward. Both men in the middle of the ring now. Luis Ortiz starting to dance a little bit. Christian Hammer walks into a left uppercut. Christian Hammer, Luis Ortiz with a right uppercut to the body, then puts together a pretty combination on Christian Hammer. They're in the middle of the ring. Luis Ortiz staying on the outside. We don't see much stellar counterpunching tonight by Luis Ortiz. Don't see much of that tonight. Luis Ortiz coming forward, working behind the jab. Christian Hammer standing his ground in the middle of the ring. Now he starts to back into the ropes, hoping to lure Luis Ortiz in. Up against the ropes. His back is against the ropes. Luis Ortiz comes in with a jab. Solid, stiff jab. Now Christian Hammer trying to close the gap, but he's eating shots. Luis Ortiz back on the outside, dancing around. They're back in the middle of the ring now. Luis Ortiz just dancing on the outside, flicking him with a jab. Flicking him with a jab. Staying light on his feet. Christian Hammer, right hand downstairs. Blocked by Luis Ortiz. Christian Hammer jabs. Solid jab on Luis Ortiz. They're back in the middle of the ring. Oh, snap. Luis Ortiz now being cautious. Being cautious. Not overly committing. Double jab. Lands on Christian Hammer. Christian Hammer backs into the corner. And here we go. Here we go. He tries to lower Luis Ortiz, and he lands a pretty solid left hook, but not much velocity on it. Luis Ortiz, stiff jab on Christian Hammer. Got him up against the ropes. Christian Hammer now coming forward, taking some chances. Keep getting countered by a jab. It's like he's working. Every time Christian Hammer now lures Luis Ortiz in while he's up against the ropes, Luis Ortiz is showing he wants to counterpunch, but he's counterpunching with the jab. He's not counterpunching with the usual straight left hand or that we're usually expecting to see from Luis Ortiz. I'm going to tell you something, man. And I already know I'm going to hit by some of y'all. Yo, I predicted for Luis Ortiz to get rid of this guy in the 4th round. Don't look like it's going to happen, man. I got to give out a saying that Christian Hammer is fighting with a lot of heart tonight, man. He is taking chances. He is committing. And he's standing his ground in a lot of portions in this fight. I think the only reason that he keeps falling back up against the ropes is because he wants to lower him in for a big shot. Ortiz got to get rid of Hammer. I agree, champ. Wenji says Ortiz is getting old now at 49 years old. What do you expect? Yeah, cautious Ortiz. Yeah, he's being cautious, man. He got hit with some solid right hands early at the earlier portion of this fight, and he was bleeding pretty heavy. Looked like they stopped the bleeding pretty good. His corner did a good job, and the bleeding is not nearly as bad going into the 8th round. And here we go. Who would have thought that we would be in the 8th round of this fight?
Challenger against Romanian-born, German-based Christian Hammer, acquitting himself well.
They're in the middle of the ring. Luis Ortiz flicking the jab.
Could be getting shut out on the scorecards, but give it.
Luis Ortiz stand on the outside, flicking the jab. Both men are kind of pawing at each other at this point in the middle of the ring. They're pawing at each other. The ref steps in and says, hey, let's not overdo it. Luis Ortiz coming forward, being cautious once again, not overly committing, just trying to stay on the outside. Christian Hammer comes in with a big 1-2, no success. They're in the middle of the ring. Both men have slowed down at this point in the fight. Christian Hammer comes forward with a jab, lands on Ortiz. Both men in the middle of the ring. Both men standing their ground at this point. Neither man is backing down, y'all. What the hell, man? Christian Hammer, right hand to the body, just grazes Luis Ortiz. Both men, Christian Hammer now coming forward. Luis Ortiz, solid jab landed on Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz still standing on the outside, flicking the jab. Just stand on the outside, flicking the jab. Christian Hammer trying to get a good distance by measuring it. Coming forward and measuring. Walking into a lot of jabs, though. That's the deal. Luis Ortiz standing on the outside, just flicking the jab. Christian Hammer, right hand down the pike. Ooh, right on Luis Ortiz. Nice. Christian Hammer smiling, shaking his head, coming forward now. Overhand left hand. Oh, my goodness. Clash of heads, y'all. I just seen a clash of heads just now. Yep. Clash of heads just now. Oh, here we go. Luis Ortiz coming forward. Pawing the jab. Oh, left hand uppercut by Luis Ortiz lands solid. Oh, right hand straight downstairs by Christian Hammer. Another big right hand upstairs. Now Luis Ortiz is back on the outside, but he's not mobile. Luis Ortiz now back to being mobile, flicking the jab 3 times. 2 of the 3 lands on Christian Hammer. Luis Ortiz back dancing, staying on the outside, just flicking the jab. Whenever he stays on the outside and flicks the jab, this is where Christian Hammer starts to get confused and has a problem with closing the gap. But then when Luis Ortiz stops, he starts to get caught. That's when Christian Hammer has better success. Luis Ortiz now staying there. He's not dancing no more. Christian Hammer comes forward, throws a right hand, no success. They're in the middle of the ring at this point. What's up, Lewis Coleman? Lewis Coleman in the building. What's up with you? Christian Hammer, double jabs. 1 of the 2 lands on Luis Ortiz. Christian Hammer coming forward, throwing the jab. Luis Ortiz standing on the outside, not swinging at this point. He went 10 with Kaufman. Yeah. Luis Ortiz now coming forward. Luis Ortiz commits with a big 1-2 at the end of the round, and neither one just grazed them. Nothing solid, nothing too impressive. Yo, it looked like this fight gonna go to the end, y'all. Look like this fight gonna go all 10 rounds. What y'all talking about? It's gonna go all 10 rounds, man. You not surprised, champ? Yo, John SG, what's up with you, man? You good, brother. God bless you. Thanks. Same to you too, Lewis Coleman. God bless you too, brother. I appreciate you for sliding through, fam. You already know it. Lion Bar says it's going to the end. I think so too, man. Hey, but I don't know if that's is that a good thing? We're going to talk about this after the fight, man. Is that a good thing, though, that Luis Ortiz goes all the way to the end with Christian Hammer when knowing that AJ is going to be eyeing this fight, knowing that a lot of, people are going to be looking at this fight and saying, this is the reason we want these dudes to face Luis Ortiz. But him going 10 rounds with Christian Hammer, how's people gonna feel about that? We want to talk about that, y'all. Okay, here we go. Started the ninth round. And both men in the middle of the ring. Luis Ortiz double, triples the jab. Christian Hammer staying his ground, scooting forward, trying to get closer to close the gap on Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz dancing around him, flicking the jab, not once, not twice, 3, 4 jabs, dancing, just dancing, staying on the outside. Christian Hammer cannot get around the jab of Luis Ortiz. He just can't get around it. See, when Luis Ortiz dances and jabs, that's when he's putting Christian Hammer in a trick. Oh, straight left hand down the pike, laying solid on Christian Hammer, pushes him up against the ropes. Of course, he shakes his head no. And here he comes right back. Oh, my gosh. Now Christian Hammer now being a little bit more cautious. Luis Ortiz standing on the outside, double, triples the jab, dancing around Christian Hammer, just working behind the jab. Christian Hammer trying his best to close the gap, but he's just eating jabs as he does it. Every time he tries to swing, Luis Ortiz has got a jab in his face. Both men clutch up a little bit. Luis Ortiz pushes him off. Get up off me. They back in the middle of the ring. Oh, big right hand down the pipe lands on Luis Ortiz by Christian Hammer. Luis Ortiz back dancing around Christian Hammer again. Stand on the outside. Both men back in the center of the ring. God damn. Damn, Ortiz eating power punches. Yeah, he is. Big right hand by Christian Hammer. No lands. Christian Hammer just trying his best to get to the inside. Big right hand downstairs on Luis Ortiz by Christian Hammer. Christian Hammer now coming forward. Luis Ortiz standing on the outside, just dancing. Luis Ortiz, standing on the outside, throws a jab and gets countered by a right hand straight down the pike by Christian Hammer. Luis Ortiz standing on the outside. Once again, Christian Hammer just scooting forward, trying to close the gap. Eats 1, eats 2, eats 3 jabs, trying to close the gap. Luis Ortiz holding his ground. Luis Ortiz back once again, bleeding from the middle of the nose. Straight solid jab by Christian Hammer on Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz just standing on the outside. He knows better. And I think he's ate enough shots where now he's very cautious. 1 jab, 2 jabs by Christian Hammer on Luis Ortiz. Here we go. Luis Ortiz standing in the middle of the ring, working behind the jab. Flicking the jab once, twice, 3 times. 2 of the 3 lands on Christian Hammer. Christian Hammer comes in throwing hard hooks. Gets countered by a left hand, but nothing solid like that at the top of the head. Luis Ortiz, double jabs. 1, 2, lands solid on Christian Hammer. Comes back with a jab. Lands solid on Christian Hammer. Another jab on Christian Hammer. Christian Hammer swings for the fences and grazes the front of the nose of Luis Ortiz. Whew. Lord have mercy. Luis Ortiz back to the middle of the ring. And at the end of the 9th round, and we are going into the final round. Oh, man. I'm going to tell y'all something, man. I didn't expect this right here, y'all. I didn't expect this, man. Hammer's holding his ground. You right, bro. Hammer is definitely holding his ground. Though I think he's getting outboxed, and I could easily see the judges calling this for Luis Ortiz. He's doing a much better job than I gave him credit for going into this fight. I will admit. You know what I mean? I definitely will admit. Unbelievable, says Guitars for You. I'm look at Luis Ortiz, man. Breathing kind of hard. Let's see what the corner's talking about.
Be aware. Listen to me. Don't attack him. Going forward. Keep working. 3 more minutes. Keep working.
Luis Ortiz corner is telling him don't attack him going forward. Basically instructing Luis Ortiz to stay on the outside, bro. Yo, man. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Back final round. Luis Ortiz to the middle of the ring. Double, triple jab. Staying on the outside. Just moving around Christian Hammer. Now, as you can see, he is not looking to press the action in this round. Staying on the outside. Double jabs. Christian Hammer, big right hand downstairs. Christian Hammer comes back. Big right hand down the middle of the pipe. Double jab, triple jab by Christian Hammer. Luis Ortiz standing his ground in the middle of the ring. Comes back with a solid shot downstairs. Pushes Christian Hammer up against the ropes. Christian Hammer comes right back, working behind the jab. Christian Hammer now bouncing on his feet like he Luis Ortiz. You know what? The judges gave the last 2 rounds to Christian Hammer. Wow. That's amazing. Well, at least Steve Farhood, not the judges. Steve Farhood. Luis Ortiz standing on the outside. Throws a right hand to the body and gets countered by a solid right hook by Christian Hammer. Oh, man. Yo, what the hell, man? Yes, oh my gosh. Oh, Christian Hammer comes back, hitting Luis Ortiz with a jab. Solid, stiff jab. Flicking the jab on Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz is not swinging much. Luis Ortiz comes back with a solid jab. Standing in the middle of the ring. Luis Ortiz comes back with a 1-2. Pushes Christian Hammer up against the corner. Luis Ortiz standing on the outside, flicking the jab once, twice, 3 times. Christian Hammer just cannot get around the jab of Luis Ortiz. Every time he tries to come to the inside, he's eating major jabs. And here it is. But it's not discouraging him, though. Luis Ortiz. Christian Hammer now coming forward, keeping Luis Ortiz on the outside. Solid jab. Luis Ortiz comes back with a 1-2. Nothing. Christian Hammer trying to close the gap. Can't do it. Luis Ortiz keeping him on the outside of the jab. Pushes Christian Hammer up against the ropes. Christian Hammer bounces right back. Oh, solid 1-2. 1 upstairs, 1 downstairs. Big left hand down on the navel. They're engaging heavy at this point. Oh, another straight left hand by Luis Ortiz on the navel of Christian Hammer. Then comes back with a 3-punch combination upstairs. Oh, Christian Hammer throws a right hand, gets countered with a solid left hand. Pushes him back to the corner. Now, at this point, they're going, I guess Christian Hammer's trying to overcommit, but he is eating counter shots. Both men clearly are tied and they are tussled up with each other. Ref breaking them up at this point. 30 seconds left in the final round. Both men engaging heavy in the middle of the ring. At this point, Luis Ortiz flicking behind the jab. Christian Hammer trying to get to the inside. Throwing a bunch of shots. Nothing landed on Christian Hammer's part. Luis Ortiz flicking the jab. Just flicking the jab. Both men are tied. I don't think Luis Ortiz can hit him with a proper counter shot at this point. Luis Ortiz commits downstairs and gets countered by a right hand by Christian Hammer. Both men are touching. Christian Hammer in the corner eats a solid left hand, and that is the end of the fight. Ladies and gentlemen, it is over at this point. Let's hear what they talking about. Here we go. Hands down, early, I think Luis Ortiz won this fight on the scorecards. Clearly outlanded him on the jabs, landed a lot more solid shots. On top of that, pressed the action a lot more than Christian Hammer did, but Christian Hammer still gave a valiant effort, man. Salute, sir. Hammer seems like he was in survival mode. What do you think? He was in survival mode in a lot of portions of the fight, but I thought Luis Ortiz ate a lot of solid shots tonight too, bruh. It was a good fight, man. And you know what? Hammer overperformed more than I thought he would do. I thought Luis Ortiz would get rid of this dude, man. It was a hell of a fight, man. I liked it. I enjoyed this fight very much. Not a good back and forth.
Talked about a couple of things in the keys to victory. One was body work. And we see Ortiz going
That's another thing. I give Luis Ortiz the solid edge on the body work tonight. A lot of solid straight left hands, a lot of hooks to the body landed on Christian Hammer. And he just kept pushing Christian Hammer up against them ropes and putting him in the corner. And that's what he did. Probably his best work outside of working behind that jab. But most importantly, when Luis Ortiz worked behind the jab and stayed on the outside dancing around him, Christian Hammer had a problem with closing the gap. See, every time Christian Hammer was putting himself up against the ropes for a lot of portions of the fight and putting himself up against the corner. He was trying to lure that dude in to get closer, but it went 12. Now, actually, it was a 10-round fight, bro, so it went 10. But they're about to call it.
For this 10-round heavyweight contest.
Ortiz busier. Look at the
Luis Ortiz outlanded him on jabs, had more power shots landed, and Luis Ortiz basically landed 140 of 610 punches. Christian Hammer 84 of 403, and they're about to call it.
Decision. And that's what Luis Ortiz fights for. That's what he puts himself through.
Luis Ortiz got his daughter in the ring with him. She's gotten big since the last time we seen her. That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards.
We're going to the scorecards, and here we go.
We have a unanimous decision. Totals. Judge at ringside, Joseph Pasquale, scores about 100 to 90. And judges
190.
Roldan and John Basili both scored about 99 to 91.
99-91 by 2 judges.
The winner, Luis
King Kong Ortiz. Yo, man, who that ref at with that big ass melon head though? You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Yo, man, big ass melon head, man. Yeah, and there it is, man. Luis King Kong Ortiz pulls it out on all three judges' scorecards by a unanimous decision. And it is what it is, man. Good fight tonight. And here they doing this post-fight interview. Let's see what Luis Ortiz talking about.
Jesus will translate for us. Luis, how would you assess your performance this evening?
¿Cómo tuvo la pelea? ¿Cómo tú dices que fue tu
Let's see
actuación
it.
esta noche?
No fue lo que para mí esperaba. Hubo del equipo que trabajar. Lo mismo que hicimos la vez anterior, la pelea.
They asked him how did he assess his performance tonight. Giving a long explanation.
Un poco más difícil.
It wasn't what I was expecting. It was a hard fight, and my corner did really have to work hard with me to tell me what to do during this fight, but it was a hard fight.
He admits it was a hard fight. It was a hard fight.
Because you seem to be throwing the right jab consistently through the later rounds and not using it much. Did you hurt your left hand?
En el quinto set, tú no comenzaste a
They
usar
asked him did he hurt his left hand because he was jabbing so much.
dolorido o algo, tuvo un problemita con él.
He says, no, hell no.
Pasa en el boxeo. No me calenté hasta que cogí el ritmo.
Yeah, after I got the rhythm, I heated up a little bit, but no, there was no problem with the hand.
He said there was no problem with his hand. The jab was working, you know what I mean?
Month. Did you feel it this evening?
Tú vas a tener 40 años después de este mes. ¿Lo sentiste en el día de hoy?
No. Eso es para que every heavyweight se den cuenta que King Kong está listo.
Ask him about his age, as always.
So
We
every
expecting
heavyweight
that.
out there could know that I'm still ready at 40.
So he's still ready.
Yo estoy listo.
Joshua Wilder, I'm ready.
Still's ready. He wants Joshua Wilder. We're going to talk about
Entonces,
that.
¿no estás decepcionado que no lo noqueaste hoy?
No me decepcioné. Me hice un trabajo que hacía años.
See some prune juice.
Trabajar.
No,
Wow,
it's
line,
something
boy.
I've done for years, which is box and work and all that. So I'm not disappointed that I did knock him out.
Every people saben lo que yo doy aquí arriba del ring y cuando hay que echar candela yo la voy a echar.
When we have to hit heat, we'll give heat. But right now, I show some of the boxing skills.
All right,
tonight.
okay.
Good luck. Good luck.
All right, well, let's talk pros and cons here from tonight's performance. The pro that he got the win. He did not lose. You know what I mean? He dominated the fight for majority of the fight. All three judges seen him dominating the fight. Another pro for Luis Ortiz in this situation. He showed that basically he can go the distance in a fight. Most importantly, he did not tire. People always talk about his age, but he stayed strong for majority. I'd say at least 80% of this fight. I mean, he didn't fatigue. He didn't really tire out. He he was pressing. He did majority of the action in the portion of the fight. Those are the pros. The cons. He didn't stop the dude. You know what I mean? Let's just be honest. He didn't stop this dude. And it would have sent a major statement by him stopping Christian Hammer. It would have sent a major statement to the fans about Anthony Joshua. They would have been definitely pressing Deontay Wilder to probably even rematch him too, or Dillian White. It would have just helped Luis Ortiz much more if he would have stopped Christian Hammer tonight. You know what I'm saying? That's the basic con of tonight's fight. I mean, I kept saying before this fight was even started that this would be a perfect audition for Luis Ortiz now that Anthony Joshua has infiltrated America, and now that Eddie Hearn is looking to bring a lot of the matchroom fighters here to America, such as Dillian White and Anthony Joshua, and we want to see Luis Ortiz face these opponents. Well, a good performance tonight, to me, would have just would have been something that fight fans would have been like, oh, yeah, he stopped this dude on Showtime. Oh, hell yeah. Even the casuals who don't know much about Luis Ortiz would have been like, hey, yeah, well, AJ just coming up. Well, let him fight him then. If you don't want to fight Wilder, fight Luis Ortiz. It would have just raised the cause. Us diehards, we're going to call for it regardless. You know what I'm saying? But a stoppage tonight on Showtime would have just raised it a little bit more. It would have just threw a little bit more gas on the fire. You know what I'm saying? And truth be told, I wish he would have stopped this dude tonight. But people like myself who knows what's going on in and out of the sport, you know, hey, man, I'm still going to call for him to face AJ. I'm still going to call for him to face the Dillian Whites of the world because they haven't fought him. And he's still definitely a top 5 heavyweight, without a doubt. And so given that he is a top 5 heavyweight, I still want to see Dillian White and I still want to see Anthony Joshua mix it up with the Luis Ortiz. You know, I hope, maybe, who knows, maybe those fighters see that Luis Ortiz didn't stop Christian Hammer, might be the thing that lures them to fight Luis Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how that saying goes. Oh, they see a decline. They see him going down, and they don't see him being as devastating as he once was. this can welcome fights, truth be told. You know what I'm saying? So who the hell knows? And for anybody who says it, no, I don't think Luis Ortiz curried this dude. No, I don't think Luis Ortiz purposely got tagged up by this dude. You know what I'm saying? At all. At all. So we'll see, man. Let's see what y'all talking about. The nosebleed is a drainer. Took a lot out of Ortiz. The second half, if his age wasn't even a stamina drain, if his age wasn't even of a stamina drainer. Yeah, man. I mean, he did have to take some, he did start to slow down more toward the, I say, 7th, 8th round of this fight. As I think that even Steve Farhood gave like the 9th, 8th, and 9th round to Christian Hammer, man. That's when he started to slow down more. Maybe it's just me, but he looks like he might be slowing down just a bit. No, I think you're right, Nelson Santos. Well, anybody who wondering that, did Luis Ortiz show signs of any aging tonight? I did see he's not, the counter punching wasn't as accurate tonight. And that was always his main claim to fame. You know, he's a devastating counter puncher. And I just did not see devastating counter punching tonight. And we seen Christian Hammer doing a lot of wide punching. We seen Christian Hammer standing his ground in a lot of portion and committing a lot of portions of this fight. And it's not like Christian Hammer is the fastest fighter in the world. You know what I mean? For Luis Ortiz to be this top-notch counter puncher, I'm just saying, like, we ain't see it though. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I mean. So that could be signs of aging right there, bro. Real talk. His age is catching up with him, unfortunately. Yeah, but that can lure fights. That can definitely lure fights. Man, do you think he is not the same after Wilder or getting old overnight? I mean, it could be a mixture of both. I mean, the dude is aging. You know, he's a heavyweight fighter. He's aging. He's going to slow down, bro. I mean, you know, age, you know, I don't care how, his style of fighting, of being a counter puncher, means he has to stay sharp and stay fast. If Luis Ortiz is smart, truth be told, at this point, given he is who he is at his age, if a Wilder or AJ fight, maybe fall back for a minute and wait for those fights and not put too much wear and tear on himself. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, look like you're having an outer body experience. That filter is wow. Yo, I don't even know how the filter got on here, son. I truly don't, man. I don't know if y'all like it or not, man. I'm trying to actually take it off. But yo, man, they on some other stuff with these filters tonight, bruh. They got me on some wild stuff, man. They got me up in this thing looking like, ooh. Y'all see the pink hands and stuff, man? Just know I ain't do that on purpose. You know what I'm saying? He's George Foreman. Yeah, but George Foreman slowed down. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing. George Foreman even slowed down at one point in time at his age. But now here, look at this. They're showing the top 154 contenders. Kell Brook is at the top of the pack. Jamel Charlo, Erislandy Lohr, Erickson Lube, and Julian Williams. Kell Brook is at the top of the pack and fought no goddamn body. That pisses me off, bruh. That pisses me off, man. He got all of the opportunity in the world to fight all of these fighters at 54, and he's fought nobody. You know what I mean? That just pisses me off. He gonna end up fighting a Liam Smith. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna end up happening. Hey, that's your aura that we looking at. That might just be my aura, bruh. I'm trying to tell you, look at that, man. I didn't do it. YouTube did it, man. YouTube, like, yo, man, we loving your commentating so much that we're going to give you a filter that shows like a pink version of you, man. It's like my spirit or something, Joe. Lord, shorty, the spirit is strong tonight. Yo, we gearing up for Erislandy Lohr next, y'all. Akuma's Deception. What's up with you, man? What's up with you? Well, Ortiz was never that good. The senior citizen is off his PEDs. Oh, post-PEDs. Post blood pressure medication. Luis Ortiz, huh? You know what I mean? Who won? Luis Ortiz pulls it out by unanimous decision. But it went all 10 rounds. Luis Ortiz did not get the stoppage. And we are preparing now for Erislandy Lohr versus Brian Castano. So, all right, let's move on to the next fight here, man. Erislandy Lohr versus Brian Castano. You know, we talking about the age of Luis Ortiz. Let's see how the age of Erislandy Lohr affects him, given the style of fight that he likes to fight. Moving constantly, setting traps, the Cuban style of boxing from Erislandy Lohr. Will his age catch up to him tonight? And did Jared Swift Hurd take anything away from Erislandy Lohr? There's rumors going around the boxing community that Erislandy Lohr's legs ain't what they used to be. this will show us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are down to see this. Brian Castano, this is his first big stage where all eyes will be on him. He is the WBA regular champion. Erislandy Lara is fighting for this championship that keeps him in the contention to possibly get a Jarrett Swift Hurd rematch. He wanted to rematch Jarrett Swift Hurd. Jarrett Swift Hurd says no. He did not want to fight Erislandy Lara, and he went on to get surgery done on the torn rotator cuff in his shoulder, so we did not get the rematch. So now, at this point, if Erislandy Lara beats Brian Castano for the WBA regular championship, and and Jarrett Swift Hurd being the WBA super champion, this keeps that fight alive. You know what I mean? Here we go, man. Here we go. So we'll see how this thing, man. Is Erislandy Lara the same dude? Can Erislandy Lara pull it out? Does Erislandy Lara have the legs, or is the era known as Erislandy Lara over with? You know what I mean? That's a good question. I think it was a good thing that he did not fight AJ or White tonight, to be honest. Well, this fight can possibly be AJ and White. You know what I mean? He did not look like the devastating Luis Ortiz, right? Well, in that case, this fight might just lure one of them. They may just say, well, you know what? Now is the time. Now is the time. You know, hey, look, man, the thing about Luis Ortiz that we got to love that I have not talked about, and this is as Erislandy Lara is now walking to the ring. The thing that we have not talked about is that politics never play a factor in Luis Ortiz. Only people that Luis Ortiz is faithful to and is loyal to is his daughter. You know what I'm saying? Is his daughter. You know what I mean? Is 5 years younger than Ortiz. Yeah, but you know, Ortiz is a heavyweight though, bro. He may be five years younger than Ortiz, but the way he fights, he moves. He constantly moves. And on top of that, he went through a grueling fight with Jarrett Swift Hurd. So nah, man. Erislandy Lara, which I gotta give it to him, bro. The dude never looks like he aged a day. You know what I'm saying? He never looks like he aged a day. So here we go, man. We are going. And now Erislandy Lara walking into the ring. Yeah, here we go. It's about to be on. All I'm saying is, man, look, man, this dude, Erislandy Lara, this is the one. He needs to win this fight tonight, bro. He needs to win this fight tonight. It's a must win, in my opinion. It's a must win. It's a must win. To remain in the upper echelon of the 154-pound division, it's a must win. It's a must win. Been telling these humble sheep that AJ and White are wolves. Well, if they wolves, jump in there with Luis Ortiz then, bro. If they are wolves, jump in there with Luis Ortiz. Everybody is saying, listen and see our comments, that Luis Ortiz ain't look like himself. He looks like he's showing signs of aging. If that is the case, and AJ wants to come over here and get respect from the American fan base, then take on Luis Ortiz. It's a simple solution. You dig? It's like a win-win situation. You say he's getting old, you say this, you say that, and you want respect for the American fans, you want to win it, fight Luis Ortiz. Look at my man Erislandy Lara looking like he found the fountain of youth up in this joint, bruh. Yo, my man don't look like he aged a day, man. You know what I'm saying? He older than me. You know what I'm saying? God damn. We want that AJ fight ASAP. All day. We want that AJ fight ASAP, son. Let's get to it, man. We about to get to this one. Now, I'm going to keep it forward for this. Fuck it. We're going to keep it forward. We about to get to it, man. Here we go. Erislandy Lara has entered the building. He's inside the ring. Oh, Erislandy Lara coming out first. I mean, he ain't the champion, so I guess it is what it is. But when the last time we seen Erislandy Lara coming to the ring first? I ain't seen that in a minute. Here we go. Here we go.
Brian Castano.
Brian Castano coming to the ring. We got the title above his head. It's about to be on. And this is, you know, I'm going to tell you, man, Brian Castano, both of these, this is a pivotal fight, man. This is a pivotal fight, man. You know what I mean? I got to admit, this is a very, very pivotal fight. You know what I mean? One man is emerging. One man is trying to stay in the mix and remind everybody that he is still the real deal at a weight class coming off a big loss where He lost his world championship title, and he's trying to get back. This is this is a big fight, bro. See, us hardcores can appreciate fights like this, man. A lot of folks cannot appreciate fights like this. Oh, I don't know them. Major implications involved with this fight. If Brian Castano can look impressive tonight, he will go on and be looked at by the other 154-pound fighters, such as a Jerry Swift Hurd, such as maybe the winner of a Charlo Harrison or something like that. He will go, and then on top of that, he's a what? Argentinian fighter? Yo, that's marketability all day. Here we go.
This crowd, he is hoping that his pressure can make Lara fight him and that he can push Lara against.
He's short though, you know what I mean? That's the thing, man. Like, Lara should be able to dance around this guy and stay behind the jab on Castano, but he's going to have to stay moving because Castano is going to be looking to pull a bunch of pressure and is going to be looking to get to the inside. You know what I mean? Then he's short. We'll see if he can duck up under the punches of Lara. We'll see if Lara's legs stay in there for the rest of this fight to constantly force Castano to keep coming forward and get lured into a trap. As you can see, Alexander Lara, 35 years of age. Brian Castano, 29. Lara's 5'9". Castano, 5'7". 75.5-inch reach for Alexander Lara, opposed to 67.5-inch reach for Brian Castano. This is what I'm talking about, yo. He's going to have to use that to his advantage. But Lara's coming in tonight as the lighter fighter. So Brian Castano, yo, we're going to see how this plays out, man. Lara's going to have to use that reach, stay on the outside, and just constantly keep moving, doing what he does best, if he can still do it. And we'll see, bro. We'll see. No, bro, Ortiz is shit. He had a tough time with Dave Allen. We demand the AJ Wilder fight now. Hey, don't get me wrong, brother. Hey, if AJ and Wilder can get it cracking first, I'll take that fight all day. But if not, if that can't happen, if for whatever reason, and I don't want to get into that debate right now, but for whatever reason that fight don't happen, Luis Ortiz will be something that can hold people over in the meantime, between time. You know what I'm saying?
All from the state of New York, from
all three judges straight out of New York.
From Flushing, Queens, John McKay, and from Rockville Center, Kevin Morgan. Introducing our referee in charge, he'll be giving instructions after the introductions, Ricky Gonzalez.
Oh, man, here we go, man. It's on down. It's going down. It's going down. One thing to notice about Castano is he got fast hands. He's very active. We see if he can pull that off with Lara, though, especially with Lara counterpunching. Yeah. Counterpunching ability by Alexander Lara, the ability to lure you into traps. And on top of that, like the footwork and just the overall longer reach by Alexander Lara. These are all going to be proved to be see how it works out for Lara. Both men looking like they're in good condition. Castano has a look of confidence on his face. Lara has a look of confidence on his face. It's going to be interesting. He's bouncing. He's moving. Looking like he's ready to rock.
His record stands at 25 wins, 3 losses and 2 draws, with 14 of his wins coming by way of knockout.
25 wins, 3 losses. 2 of those losses were razor thin close, the one to Paul Williams and the one to Canelo Alvarez. Some even say Alexander Lara beat Paul Williams. That was a very, very close fight, man. As for the one for Canelo Alvarez, it depends on who you ask. Some say Lara won, some say Canelo won. I thought Canelo pulled it out. That's just me, though.
World champion fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks with gold trim, hailing from San Justo, Buenos Aires, Argentina.
15-0 for Brian Castano. Here we go, but he ain't fought no damn body. So let's see what happens.
Champion to the ring with a record of 15 wins, no losses, 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, in his Showtime debut, he is making his second world title
Showtime debut. Will this be the beginning of a new Argentinian star tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Will this be the first look?
Introducing Brian Boxy Castano.
Too pretty, man. Too pretty, son.
Now to give instructions, once again, here is Ricky
Here we go.
Gonzalez.
Let's see what the size difference like when they up in that ring tonight. It's going to be interesting. P-Newell, what's up with you? Watching the fight. What do you think about King Kong performance? Thought it was all right. Wasn't the greatest performance that he's given. It's okay. You know what I mean? He got the win. He beat it unanimously. I did think he showed some signs of slowing down, and I thought he would got rid of Christian Hammer, but he won it, and he dominated for majority of the fight. So it was a good fight. I thought it was a decent fight. Wasn't his best performance, though. And here we go. Here we go. Erislandy Lara versus Brian Castano. Let's get it cracking. Both men in the middle of the ring. Here we go. Erislandy Lara flicking the jab, pushing the jab. Castano on the outside. Once again, trying to find ways to get to the inside. Erislandy Lara standing his ground in the middle of the ring. Here we go. Let's see. I don't see Erislandy Lara doing nearly as much moving as he usually does. He's now standing in the middle of the ring while Castano looks for an opportunity to get to the inside. Kind of filling each other out at this point. Erislandy Lara pushing the action forward. Uses the jab. Castano counters back with the right hook. Lands on Erislandy Lara. Lara back to the middle of the ring. Working behind his jab. Castano looking for ways to get to the... Castano now backing up. Erislandy Lara coming forward. Lara scooting forward. Castano, right hand downstairs by Erislandy Lara. Both men in the middle of the ring. Lara pushing the action. Throws a right hand downstairs. Makes Castano kind of buckle a little bit. Castano now dancing on the outside. This is not the type of cosmetically fight we thought we'd see at this point. Erislandy Lara now pushing the action forward. Working behind the jab. Pushing the action forward. Castano throws a jab. Lara counters with a right hand but misses. Lara comes back with the right hand downstairs. Castano ducking under Lara's punches, trying to get to the inside. Castano, jab pushes Lara up against the ropes. Lara now moving. Lara with a 1-2. Big right hand. Kind of grazes on Castano. Castano coming forward. Tightening up. Lara double jab. Castano throws a right hook. Misses Erislandy Lara. Lara gets out of dodge. Lara now back up against the ropes. Throws a nice combination. Lands a solid right hook on Castano. Castano now coming forward. Lara working behind the jab. Now moving. Now looking like the typical Erislandy Lara. Castano closes the gap. Throwing a bunch of hooks. Got Lara tightening up on the ropes. And Lara holds. Okay. Back to the middle of the ring. Goodness gracious. Lara flicking the jab. Scooting backwards now. Castano coming forward. Throws a big right hand. Misses. Lara backs himself into a corner. Lara now working behind his jab. Castano trying to close the gap. Lara moves. Castano coming forward, throwing hooks. They tussle up. Ref breaks him up. Here we go. Back to the middle of the ring. Castano now scooting forward, trying to close the gap on Lara. Lara keeping him a distance with his long reach. Lara moving. Flicking the jab out there. Throws a right hand. Gets out of dodge. Castano still coming forward, applying pressure. Lara throws a combination. Out of the 3-punch combination, maybe one lands. And then that backs Lara into the ropes, and he grabs Castano. And we are at the end of the first round. That was a close round, but I give it to Erislandy Lara. I thought Lara landed more harder punches, and on top of that, Erislandy Lara kind of controlled the pace of that round. Yeah, man. Yo, this is gonna be interesting, man. Lara's gonna have to keep this up. I noticed at the beginning of this round, he did not come out moving like the typical Erislandy Lara, man. He stayed kind of like, he was kind of trying to come forward and impose his size. But Castano wasn't going for it, and eventually he turned into the traditional Erislandy Lara. Halfway through the round, at least. Lara's fighting smart. Erislandy Lara, the American Dream Lara. Okay, that's what it is. Yes, sir. The American Dream all day, man. He fought for everything that he has today. And here we go. Start of the second round. I wanted to see what the corners was talking about, so that's my bad, but we'll do it at the end of this round. And Castano comes out working behind the jab, pushing the action on Erislandy Lara. Erislandy Lara standing his ground at this point. Keeping him at bay with a jab. Castano trying to find ways to get to the inside. Lara keeping the jab on him and straight right hand down the middle. Oh, another one over the top on Castano. Castano pushing forward now. Every time Castano gets too close, Lord lets a big right hand go. Castano trying to get to the inside. Lord keeping the jab on him. Lord keeping the jab on him. Just keeping the jab on him. Look like almost reminiscent of what Luis Ortiz was doing. Castano now. Back to the middle of the ring they go. Back to the middle of the ring they go. Lord, straight left hand. Grazes Castano. Come back with another straight left hand. Back to the jab. Back to the jab. Another straight down the middle. Lands straight on Castano. Stand on the outside. Lord's fighting very, very smart right now, man. Not allowing Castano to close that gap properly at all. Castano leads in with a right hand. Gets countered with a 1-2 by Sandy Lord. Lord is fighting a beautiful, composed fight. 1-2 on Castano by Sandy Lord. Another 1-2 by Sandy Lord on Castano. Yo, keeping his distance away from him. He is fighting a very smart fight. Big right hook by Sandy Lord. Then he ties up Castano. Castano is not, it's seeming like he's not showing the ability to close the gap properly. Oh, man. Straight left hand down the pike by Sandy Lord. Then he tightens up with Castano. I don't know, man. I don't know. The experience of Sandy Lord is shining right now. The experience of Sandy Lord is shining right now, yo. They back in the middle of the ring. 57 seconds left in the second round. Sandy Lord flicking the jab on him. Flicking the jab on him. Flicking that right hand jab on him. Flicking the jab on him. Sizing him up. Just sizing him up. Keeping that jab on him. Castano cannot get to the inside. Straight left hand. Lands on the gloves of Castano. Castano trying to throw a right hand downstairs. Eats a straight solid left hook as they close the gap. Sandy Lord lands a solid left hook. And now they tussled up close and Castano throws a double hook. But Sandy Lord gets back on the outside and hits him with a 1-2. Sandy Lord now moving. He is not allowing Castano to close that gap. He is fighting very intelligent. Castano has now got Lord pent up a little bit. Lord backs himself into the ropes. But lets his hands go. Castano has closed the gap, throwing hooks, but nothing landing solid. Not all on the gloves of Sandy Lord. Castano comes in close. Grazes Lord with a right hand, and that's the end of the second round. Lord at this point is still boxing, very, very intelligent, going into the third round. And let's see what the corner's talking about.
Deep breath. Listen. Don't let this guy push you fast, okay? Keep taking your time. Backing up, keep backing up behind the jab.
Ronnie Shields is instructing Sandy Lord to not go too fast, to take your time, and keep backing this guy up using the jab. Castano gonna learn a lesson today. Absolutely. I got it 2 rounds to nothing for Sandy Lord. At this point, I think he is giving the young boy a boxing lesson. You know what I'm saying? Lord is still young, family at 35. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. Let's see how long if he can make it through this 12-round fight and still look youthful. Only time will tell. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Yeah, I mean, that's a young age. Don't get me wrong. But it's just what did he take in the herd fight? Let's see if it took anything away from Lord. That's what I'm looking for. And here we go. Start of the third round. Lord back on the outside. Flicking the jab on him. Oh, my goodness. Straight left hand down the pipe. Beautiful left hand by Sandy Lord. Back to the outside. Just moving. Castano trying to push. Got Lord up against the ropes in the corner. Lord sets off a 1-2 and holds. 1-2 and holds. I love to see boxing fundamental at its best. Lord back to the outside. Flicking the jab. Flicking the jab and moving. Looking like typical Sandy Lord. Castano comes in with a right hand. Nothing. Sandy Lord back to moving again. Castano trying to close the gap, but just can't do it at this point. Lower up against the ropes. Castano looking hesitant, trying to find a way in. Eating straight left hands. 1-2, one upstairs, one downstairs by Sandy Lord. Then he moves. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful so far. This is beautiful. Sandy Lord now holds Castano. Ref breaks him up. Yo, he is boxing his ass right now, y'all. He is boxing his ears off. Sandy Lord back to the outside, flicking that jab. Castano now looking a little discouraged. Can't close the gap properly. Lord moving. Got Lord up against the ropes. Lets a bunch of hooks off. All gloves. Lord back to the 1-2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then trying to hold. But as Lord tries to hold, he does eat a right hook. And now Lord has to scramble. They close the gap. They're up close. Lord pushes him up off him. Lord now backing up again. Backs into the ropes. Castano coming forward, scooting forward, trying to take a caution to get in. 1, 2 by Lord, then he moves. Lord moving. Back up against the ropes by Arisandy Lord. Castano right hand lands on Arisandy Lord. Lord moves again. Goes to the opposite corner. Lord moving up against the ropes, just sliding along the ropes, and Castano's closing the gap, missing. Closes the gap. Lets the combination go on Lord. Lord tightening up. Left hand hook to the body by Castano. Got Lord up against the ropes. Oh, right hand. Right wide hook over the right. Oh, it lands on Lord. Now a solid 1, 2 on Lord. Lord now back into the corner. Scoops out of the corner. Lord can't keep getting up on them corners, man. Lord back up against the ropes. Castano closed the gap now. Castano has officially closed the gap. Throws a solid left hook to the body. Lord moves. Lord now backs up against the corner again. This is not good for Lord, bruh. Lord goes into the opposite corner. Not good, not good. Lord flicking the jab. Castano scooting close, closing the gap. Lord try to tangle him up. Castano gets out of it and throws a series of hooks. The gap has now been closed by Castano. Got Lord backing into the corner again. Castano's too inaccurate at this point and lands nothing. Lord dancing. His legs don't look the same to me. Lord back up against the ropes. A lot of shots, a couple of them great. You know, I'm going to tell you something, man. The end of the round. Hey, I'm going to be honest. I gave the first half of this round to Arisandy Lord. Second half, I gave it to Brian Castano, man. He did an effective job of closing the gap and staying on top of Arisandy Lord. That was something right there, yo. He did a good job of staying on top of Arisandy Lord, man. Let's see what the corner's talking about. I thought he did a very good job of staying on top of him in the second half of that round. And I wouldn't be mad if somebody giving that round to Castano.
And can do first, where there's action on the inside, and then Lara is able to hold and eventually get the referee in there.
First half of this round, all Arisandy Lord.
Doesn't accept this. He's going to try to hold him after a sequence.
But second half of this round could be easily given to Brian Castano.
What does Castano do? He gets out of there and throws a nice right hand. So
it seems like Arisandy Lord was having a problem with holding him every time Castano was closing the gap and he got caught on the ropes. And Castano was slipping out of his holds. Here we go. Start of the third round. Here we go. Arisandy Lord flicking behind the jab now. Stand on the outside once again. Moving. Castano trying to close the gap. Arisandy Lord steady moving in lower fashion, as Lord always does. Moving. Those are 1, 2, no dice. Lord now working. Another 1, 2, no dice. Castano scooting closer. Lord needs to get out. Don't back himself into the corner. Stay moving, bro. Lord working behind the jab. Now he moves. There you go. Then he moves. Castano following him. Castano closing, pushes Lord up against the ropes. Lord grabs. And this is what Lord wants to do. But as they grab it, Castano is fighting out of the grabs. Lord back moving. Throws a nice solid straight left hand. Lord backs into the corner. Castano letting some hooks fly. It moves. And the ref is warning Castano for hitting behind the head. And here we go. Castano moving forward. Throws a big right hand. Misses. Lord moving. Flexing the jabs on him. Putting the jab in his face. Counters. Solid right hand by Arisandy Lord. Throws another one. Solid left hand by Arisandy Lord. Oh, man. Lord flicking the jab on him. Castano now still trying to close the gap. Lord scooting around, dancing around on the outside. Backs up against the ropes. Steadily moving. Castano trying to close the gap. Eating jabs as he's coming in. Lord moves again. Solid jab by Castano. Castano now closes the gap. Pushes Lord off balance. Closes the gap and unleashes a series of hooks on Lord. Lord tightening up. Lord now moving again. Constantly moving. Trying to keep the jab on the young boy. Lord moving along the ropes. 1, 2. Solid. Lands on Castano. Castano steadily trying to close the gap. Throws a right hook. Misses. Lord now up against the ropes. Throwing 1, 2s. That landed solid on Castano too. Lord moves, gets out of dodge. Now he tangles up with Castano. Castano fights his way out of the hole. Once again, throws a series of hooks. Pushing Lara back up against the ropes. Now these two are engaging back and forth. Castano throws a solid jab, lands on Lara. Got Lara up against the ropes, tightening up. Throwing a lot of hard shots on Lara. Lara just tightening up at this point. Trying to keep him off him with the jab. Oh, solid jab by Castano. Lara steadily moving along the ropes. Not moving in the middle of the ring, just sliding along the ropes. Lara now backs himself into a corner. Castano trying to close the gap. Lara trying to keep him at bay with a series of jabs and straight lefts. Lara get caught in the ropes, moves, gets out of dodge. 4 seconds left. Castano closes the gap, throwing hard hooks as they tangle up, fighting out of the holes. And that's the end of the round. I'm going to tell you, man. Woo, that was a close round. Close round to call right there. Let's see what Shield's talking about.
So you walk your body to the jab. But keep using your jab. When he close, you gotta dig the body.
I agree. Ronnie Shields is saying stay behind and jab the Ortiz Lara, but when he closes the gap, hit him downstairs to the body a little bit more. See, Lara, when Castano gets close, he's looking to hold. And when he's looking to hold Castano is fighting out of the holes and landing solid shots. Man, can Lara movement stay up for the remainder of this fight? I don't know. And this is what I'm y'all. When y'all be like, Lara is young, I'm not saying that Lara is not young by age. I'm saying that Lara's style and the way he fights for a man of his age and the type of fight that he just came out of, is he the same? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. This is not the Lara we seen in the first and second round. Did he get hurt? No, he didn't get hurt, but he took a lot of hard shots. And here we go. We're going back. Here we go. The beginning of the round.
To go to the body.
So we talked about volume punches. First 2 rounds, Castano averaged 41.
Castano pushing that action, coming forward, working behind the jab. Pushes Lara into a corner. They touching up, going back and forth. Lara then moves out of the corner. And here we go. Lara now working off the back foot. He is not nearly looking like the... Yo, this is not the Lara. Lara usually... boom, boom, moves and get you to look. He's not doing that. He's he's not moving like the old Lara. I'm telling y'all, man. He is not moving like the old Ortiz and Lara. Lara now being pushed back, pushed up against the ropes. Now backs into a corner. Castano looking for ways to close the gap. Can't get around Lara's jab. Lara then moves out of the corner. Sliding once again, staying along the ropes. Lara got the jab out there. Keeping Castano at bay with the jab. Castano looking to close the gap, trying to get to the inside. Feints and then goes downstairs with a straight right hand. Lara gets out of the way of it, keeping him behind the jab. Oh, my goodness. I'm telling you, man. Castano trying to come forward, trying to close the gap. Lara just taking that step back, keeping that jab on him. He's not following Ronnie Shields' instructions of going downstairs, but he don't want to stay in the pocket long enough to go downstairs. Straight left hand by Ortiz and Lara as Castano looking to close the gap. Now Castano is just following Lara around the ring. Got Lara pinned up against the ropes. Lara letting his hands go, though. Keeping Castano at bay. Straight left hand down the pipe lands on Castano. Lara moving along the ropes. Keeping that jab and keeping that straight left on him. Nice. Lara moving along the ropes. Tangles up Castano. Try to grab him. Castano fights his way out. And now this is where Castano has some success. Hits him with a solid right hook. Lara up against the ropes. Castano walks into a solid left uppercut. Lara pinned up against the ropes. Throws a 1-2. Keeping Castano at bay. Castano closes the gap. Now they're tussling up. Lara pushes him off him. Standing his ground. Backs up against the rope. Castano now tightening up. Standing in front of Lara, tightening up while Lara's up against the ropes. Castano don't want to let his hands go because he is eating shots trying to get his way to the inside. Lara unleashes a solid 1-2 along the ropes with that straight left landing straight down the pipe. And Castano closes the gap. Got Lara in the corner, throwing a series of hooks. No dice, nothing landing. Lara moves. Solid right hook by Castano as Lara stand up against the ropes. Left hook to the body by Castano. Got Lara in the corner, unleashing a series of punches. Nothing really solid landing. Lara keeping him at bay with 1-2s. Keeping him at bay with 1-2s. Keeping him inaccurate at that. Keeping a punch in his face. And here we are at the end of the round. Woo! Lara, see, this is what I'm saying, man. Lara is not doing the, I guess he's in there with a pressure fighter. He feels as though he's going to fight with his back along the ropes and keep sliding along the ropes, as opposed to the old Ortiz and Lara where he flicks or he'll lure you into a trap, and then once you get to where he at, then he moves again, and then he punches, and then he moves again. He's not being that Arisandy Lara. He's keeping his back along the ropes, trying to lure Castano in as Castano's getting coming in, trying to throw as many shots as he can, and then grab.
And Castano putting a lot of pressure on him. Short right hand getting in. We saw the left hook starting to land to the body again. That was something Castano got away from early in the round. So
he had Lara in the corner, but a lot of that shit didn't land. And Lara doing an effective job by punching with Castano, punching with him and keeping him at bay, man. So, you know, that was pretty cool. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. The start of the 6th round. We are halfway through this fight. Both men meet in the middle of the ring. Here we go.
For 12 in the 154-pound weight class.
Lara, straight left hand down the middle.
Fight of his burgeoning.
Castano looking for a way to the inside. Lara keeping the jab on him. Measuring the jab. Keeping the measuring jab on him. It's just a measuring jab. Castano commits. Lara tries to counter. No dice. Then Lara comes back with a straight left hand. Solid. Lara now back on the outside. Flicking behind the jab. Flicking behind the jab. Castano trying to press the action to get to the inside. Can't do it without eating the jab. Pushes Lara up against the ropes. Solid right hand landed by Castano. Now Lara's along the ropes at this time once again. Lara moves. Lara moves. Just measuring Castano with a jab. Oh. Straight left hand downstairs by Arisandy Lara lands on the navel of Castano. Lara now moving along the ropes. Just moving along the ropes. Moving along, solid, 1-2 by Lara. Moving along the ropes, keeping the jab on Castano. Moving along the ropes, just moving along the ropes. Right hand by Castano, gets to the inside. Lara tightens up and backing up, backs into a corner. Castano letting his hands fly, uppercut. Right hook, lands on Lara. Oh, Lara just tightening up in the corner, puts his hands up like, come on, give me some more. You know what I'm saying? Now they are going back and forth. Lara coming back, jabbing. Castano, big right hand, no dice. Lara now keeping that measuring jab on him. Ref stops it because Lara keeping the hand in his face. The ref don't like that. And then he starts it back up. Lara comes out with a 1-2. Then another 1-2 on the gloves of Castano. Another 1-2. The left hand lands. Castano staying on top of Arisandy Lara. Lara trying to keep him off him with a jab. Keep him off him with the 1-2. Moving along the ropes. Castano closes the gap. Throws a series of punches. Out of those 3 punches, 2 of them may have landed. Lara now backs, just riding along the ropes. Riding along the ropes. Castano has now closed the gap. Lara is just keeping him off him with the jab and the 1-2 along the ropes at this point. Oh, man. Lara keeping the jab on him. Oh, left uppercut. Castano just misses his head with that one. Oh, man. Lara now up against the ropes. Castano throwing a series of punches, but very inaccurate, and Lara is just countering back with the jab. Now Lara moves. Still riding along the ropes. Still staying along the ropes. Flicking the jab on him. 1-2. 1-2. Moving along the ropes. Castano can't close the gap well enough at this point. Throwing a bunch of wild shots. Being very inaccurate at this point. Lara now caught in the corner. Gets hit with a solid right hand. Lara tightening up in another right hand by Castano. Lara tightening up in the corner. Trying to absorb some of the punches of Castano. Backs into the corner again. Now pushes him up off him. Lara now back into riding along the ropes again. Castano trying to close the gap. Lara keeping him at bay with 1-2s. Trying to keep him at... Oh, Lara eats a solid counter right hand to end the 6th round. Oh, snap. You did. Hey, I'm telling y'all, man. Yo, y'all gonna sit back and tell me that this Arisandy Lara hasn't aged a little bit? This is what I'm talking about, yo. He has never rode the ropes this much, and I've never really seen him ride the ropes this much at all in the fight. Never. He's riding the ropes heavy this fight, y'all. Lara lacks punching power. Yeah, damn it, Lara's legs. I'm telling y'all, bro, Lara's legs are not the same. That's what I'm saying. Lara's still a top dog. I tell people don't let that herd loss fool you. He lost a step, but he still beat 95% of his fighters at 54. Possibly, I don't know, bro. He can't keep getting caught up on these ropes like this. And this is the most that I've seen Arisandy Lara ride the ropes so much in a fight. I don't think in ever. You know what I mean? He's literally riding the ropes. Not the same legs. The legs are giving up. Yeah, bro, he's riding along those ropes, and then whenever he gets into a major back and forth with Castano, he's putting his back on the ropes to keep him up, man. That ain't Lara, bro. That ain't Lara. You know what I mean? And here we go. Start of the 7th round, man. And Lara coming out. They both men in the middle of the ring. at this point. Let's see how long it takes for Lord to start riding the ropes again. Watch this. Lord now in the center of the ring with Castano. Keeping him at bay with the jab. Castano trying to find a way to get to the inside. Lord just flicking that jab on him. Staying on the outside. Jab downstairs. Castano now still just scooting forward, trying to get to the inside. They both men are still in the middle of the ring at this point. Lord now starting to back up into the ropes. Lord taking it back to the center of the ring. According to Steve Farhood's scorecards, they got it 3 rounds for Lara, 3 rounds for Castano. 57-57. That's the unofficial. Castano now closes the gap on Aristendi Lara. Lara now riding the ropes. 1-2. Solid 1-2. 1-2 upstairs, downstairs. Keeping the jab on Castano. Castano looking to close the gap. Lara gets out of dodge. Now Lara back up against the ropes again. See? Don't take him long to get up against them ropes, man. Castano trying to close the gap. Oh, Castano eats a solid jab coming, trying to get to the inside. Lara moves. Lara moves. Backing himself up into the ropes again, trying to measure the jab. Castano takes a chance and misses Aristendi Lara. Lara moves. Solid 1-2. Now Lara's moving again. There you go. Lara caught up on the ropes. Eats a couple hard hooks from Castano. Castano's closed the gap, staying on top of Aristendi Lara. Oh, solid right hand by Brian Castano. Lara moves. Lara now scooting back. Backs himself up against the ropes. Almost backing him to a corner, then he gets out of dodge. Now back up against the ropes again by Aristendi Lara. Castano trying to close the gap. Double jabs and a solid right hand down the pike that makes Aristendi Lara get on his bicycle. Oh, man. Castano once again pushing the action, looking to close the gap. Lara riding against the ropes. Riding against the ropes. At this point, Castano, Lara has outthrown Castano by, looks like 11 punches. Lara riding against the ropes. Castano closing the gap. Lara throws a 1-2, then gets out of dodge. Riding against the ropes. Castano trying to close the gap. Oh! Castano with a solid right hand counter down the pike on Aristendi Lara. Lara riding the ropes. Lara's riding the ropes. Oh my goodness. Castano looking for opportunities to close the gap. Lara moving. Keeping the jab on him. Keeping the jab on him. Riding the ropes. Keeping the jab on him. Castano trying to close the gap. Keeping the jab on him. Oh my God. Lara caught up in the corner. Throws the shoulder on Castano to push him off him. Then as Castano comes back in, eats a solid jab. Castano got Lara back up against the ropes, throwing a series of punches on him. Oh, they're both exchanging right now. Lara caught up in the corner. Oh, man, Castano hits Lara with a solid right hand. 2 solid right hands. Lara backed into a corner, and the round ends. Oh, man. Yo, I'm going to tell you like this, man. Cosmetically, from what I'm seeing, Lara is dancing, but the harder punches are definitely at this point in the fight coming from Brian Castano, bro. He just, for the first time I have ever seen Lara fight, his legs is not working. Maybe age is getting to him. See what Shield's talking about.
Once you let the 1-2 go, come back with the double jab. Keep stepping around. Don't stay in one spot. Keep stepping around this guy, okay?
At the end of the round, there was a little activity that may have come after the round. Listen to the bell.
So Ronnie Shields is saying keep the 1-2 on him. Just keep the 1-2 on him and keep dancing and keep jabbing him. Keep the 1-2 on him. Man. I mean, it would take Aristendi Lara's legs to stay up and keeping that 1-2 on him and then moving and keep resetting them constantly. That's the way for victory for Aristendi Lara. And here we are at the beginning of round 8. Round 8. And here we go. Aristendi Lara now flicking the jab. Brian Castano comes out, pushing the action. Aristendi Lara ties him up. Ref breaks him up. They're back to the middle of the ring. Brian Castano coming forward. Aristendi Lara scooting back. Straight left hand. Keeping the jab on him. Keeping the jab on Castano. Castano just looking for that opportunity to get to the inside. Lara moves. Brian Castano pushing the action forward. Lara with a 1-2, then moves. Brian Castano straight right hand. Pushes Lara up against the ropes. Lara back up against the ropes at this point. Castano unloading punches. Lara tightening up. Lara fires a 1-2 back. Lara back up against the ropes at this point. Firing a bunch of shots off. One upstairs, one downstairs. Then Castano counters with 2 hooks. Oh, man. Close quarters fight at this point. Lara scooting back. Riding against the ropes at this point. Straight right hand down the middle. Man. Brian Castano pushing the action. Lower caught up against the ropes. Lower now moving, trying to get out of dodge. Backs himself into a corner. Brian Castano closes it. Oh, straight right hand that makes Lower do a little skip. Lower riding along the ropes. Lower just steadily moving along the ropes, with Castano just hunting him down at this point. Firing off 1-2s. Oh, firing off 1-2s, but looked like Castano countered with a solid stiff jab. Lower riding along the ropes. They back to the middle of the ring. Lower just measuring them with a jab. Pushing the action forward. Lower comes forward with a 1-2 downstairs. Lower coming forward now at this point. Putting the jab on Castano. Castano now once again coming forward, which makes Lower starts to go back. Castano with a series of hooks. Got Lower riding against the ropes. Nothing accurate at this point. Lower tightening up. Nothing accurate at this point. They back to the middle of the ring. Lower's tightening up. Push the jab on him. Castano, man, he look like he slowing down a little bit. Castano coming forward. Oh, he's a solid straight left hand. Lower back up against the ropes at this point. Lower tightens up. Castano throwing a series of punches. Lower with 2 hooks downstairs. Castano, about damn time, bruh. About damn time. Oh, Lower with a 1-2 and a solid left hand down the pipe. Then comes back with 1 downstairs and a right hook upstairs. Castano tightening up at this point. They're back to the middle of the ring. Look like Castano is kind of slowed down a little bit. Castano throws a combination coming forward, pushing Lower up against the ropes. Lower tightening up. Castano throwing a bunch of shots. Nothing solid at this point. Bunch of shots all on the gloves of Lower, and the end of the round. I got to give that round to Arisandy Lower. That was a brilliant round by Lower. Standing on the outside and hitting Castano with a series of 1-2s. Yeah, there you go, Pino. I thought that was a good round for Lower, man. And even you could tell by the facial expression of Brian Castano, that was not a good round for him. He landed nothing accurate. Lower was doing a good job of tightening up and letting a lot of punches land on his gloves. So good round for Arisandy Lower.
So they tell Castano what I said, which is throw the left hand more. This was both men throwing left hands, a good straight jab by Castano.
I thought that Arisandy Lower did a good job of playing Matador in that round, standing along the ropes, but letting his hands stay free enough to keep landing punches on Castano. But Castano could not land nothing accurate or nothing devastating in this particular round right here. So that was probably definitely not a good round 8 for Brian Castano. Here we go, the beginning of round 9. Yeah, it do look like a draw. Okay, here we go. I think Arisandy Lower should be up at this point, man. Here we go. Back, both men in the middle of the ring. Lower flicking the 1-2 on Castano. Hits on Castano's glove. Both men in the center of the ring, measuring with jabs. Measuring each other with jabs. Arisandy Lower stand on the outside, flicking the jab. Castano trying to close the action. Lower stand on the outside, flicking the jab on him. At this point, according to Steve Farhood, he got it 5 rounds to 3 for Arisandy Lower at this point. That's about right. That's about how I see it right now. 5 rounds to 3 for Arisandy Lower. Lower stand on the outside, flicking the jab. Castano now trying to close the gap. Both men in the middle of the ring. Castano looking a little confused and eats a solid left hand straight down the pike by Arisandy Lower. Stand on the outside. Castano keeping the jab on him. Oh, man. Nasty. You hear me, though? McNasty. Arisandy Lower stand on the outside. Solid left hands. Stand on the outside. Castano trying to push the action. Can't land nothing on Lower at this point. Lower tangles up with Castano. Castano trying to fight himself out. Both men at close quarters right now. Lower tightening up. Castano letting his hands go. Couple solid punches by Castano. Lower's riding against the ropes. Close quarters fight at this point. Both men tie up. Lower's attempting to tie Castano up, but Castano fights his way out of it, bruh. Lord. Castano now trying to close the gap. Lower riding along the ropes. Keeping the jab on Castano. Both men at close quarters at this point. Castano with a solid left hook to the body on Arisandy Lower. Lower is tightening up at this point. Ooh, another devastating body shot by Castano. Lower now. Barely he's not really moving much. Just measuring Castano with a jab while riding along the ropes. Now they push it back to the middle of the ring. Castano coming forward, trying to throw some hard shots. Lower just measuring him, keeping him at the edge. Pushes Lower up against the ropes. Lower back up against the ropes. Solid 1-2. Solid 1-2. Then Lower gets the hell out of dodge. Now backs himself against the opposite side of the ring. Castano steadily coming forward. 30 seconds left in the round. Lower flicking the jab on him. Flicking the 1-2 on him. Once again, then moving. Lower riding along against the ropes. Castano cannot do a good job at closing the gap this round. Once again, nothing accurate landing on Sandy Lower. Lower pent up in the corner at this point. Tightens up. Castano hitting on all gloves. Hitting on all gloves. 2 solid hooks downstairs, though, by Brian Castano. Solid. Lower trying to tighten up. Castano fighting out of it. Throwing a series of hooks. It's a rough fight at this point. Lower's up against the ropes. Castano throwing hard hooks. And that is the end of the 9th round. That was a solid round. Hard round to score right there, bro. Hard round to score right there. Hard round to score right there, man. Castano is retiring Lower. Oh shit. So what you saying, King of Pampa? You saying that you thinking that Brian Castano is should be up in this fight? What are you saying, man? What are you saying? Let's see what Ronnie Shields is saying.
Okay, but you gotta keep it there. Stay off of these ropes for me, okay? That's all I need you to do. Stay off of these ropes.
Ronnie Shields, the trainer of Sandy Lower, is yelling to him, stay off of these ropes. Stay off of these ropes. That's when Brian Castano has the best success of the fight. Whenever he gets Lower up against the ropes and start tightening up. That's when he has the absolute best success of the fight. You see, he gets to landing hooks downstairs because Lower is tightening up and he can't catch everything. He's catching majority of his shots, but he's not catching everything. And what allows Brian Castano back into the round is when he gets Lower up against the ropes. And here we go. Beginning of what, the 10th round? And looks like they stopped it because Brian Castano forgot his mouthpiece. What the hell? Championship rounds here. And here we go. Middle of the ring. Both men pawing each other, measuring each other with jabs. Here we go. Lower riding along the ropes, throwing 1-2s, measuring with the jab. Brian Castano trying to close the gap. Comes in with a straight right hand. Lands on Lower. Lower just trying to move along the ropes. Moving along the ropes. Keep measuring, keeping him outside with the jab. Oh, tries to hit him with a solid straight left, but misses. At this point, Steve Firehood has it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds to 3 for Sandy Lower. Sandy Lower now caught up against the ropes. Tightening up now. Brian Castano letting off a series of hooks. Solid uppercut. Lower comes back with 2 solid right hooks, 2 solid hooks to the body. And now putting him back at bay with a 1-2. Brian Castano got Lower up against the ropes. Lower just keeping him at bay with the 1-2. Now back to the middle of the ring. Lower just keeping Brian Castano at bay with the jab at this point. They're both in the middle of the ring now. This is where Lower wants to be. This is exactly where Sandy Lower wants to be. Flicking the jab on him, keeping him at bay with the 1-2. Now he is pushing Brian Castano backing. He's backing into the ropes. That's different. We ain't seen that all fight. Lower pushing him back with a jab. Is he attempting to lure Lower into a trap? Lower ain't taking the bait. Going back to the middle of the ring. There you go. Brian Castano now scooting around trying to back into the ropes. Lower's not taking the bait. Goes back to the middle of the ring. Brings Castano back to the middle of the ring. That's where you want to be, bruh. Lower keeping the jab on Castano. Castano cannot close the gap at this point. Castano trying to commit. Misses Sandy Lower with 2 right hands. Lower stand on the outside. There you go. Stay on the outside. Use the reach. Take him back to the middle of the ring. That's all he got to do. Castano gets lost in the middle of that ring. They're about in the middle of the ring. Lower keeping him on the outside of the jab. Brian Castano at this point kind of looking a little confused. Can't make his way to the inside. As long as they are in the middle of the ring, he can't make his way to the inside. Brian Castano trying to close the gap. Pushes Lower up against the ropes. Lower now riding the ropes. Tightening up. Brian Castano 2 solid body shots. Lower counters with 2 uppercuts to the body. Oh, Lower with a solid uppercut on Brian Castano. Castano got Lower up against the ropes at this point. Coming forward. Nothing accurate. Lower firing off 1-2s, keeping him at bay. Lower signaling to the ref, looking at behind the head shots. A series of jabs and straights landed by Sandy Lower on Castano as he's riding along the ropes. Castano is still trying to press the action. It's a solid 1-2 by Sandy Lower. Lower attempting to hold him. Brian Castano fights out, and that is the end of the round. At this point, yo, round 10, I get that round to Sandy Law. I think at this point, yo, I think it's 7 rounds to 3 for Sandy Law, man, in my opinion. I think it's 7 rounds to 3. I got Laura up by at least 4 rounds at this point. Laura look like he cruising 7 rounds to 3. I mean, even if he loses these next 2 rounds, he may win this fight, y'all. I see Laura winning this fight. Castano, the last couple rounds, has been having a serious problem with closing the gap and landing anything accurate. The thing is, when Sandy Law fights in the middle of the ring, is where he fights his best. That's where he's having the best success. He's keeping Castano on the outside of his jab. He's keeping him on the outside of his 1-2s. Yo, that's where he's having the absolute best success when this fight is going down in the middle of the ring, yo. I'm telling you. Round 11, the beginning of round 11, both men meet at the center of the ring. They touch gloves, and here we go. Laura flicking a jab, stand in the middle of the ring. He's not riding the ropes now. That advice from Ronnie Shields is working solid. Stand in the middle of the ring. Stand on the outside of the jab. Castano cannot close the gap properly. Every time he commits, Laura scoots out the way. There you go. Laura hits him with a solid 1-2. Now he's riding along the ropes. Solid 1-2, keeping Castano at bay. Steve Farhood would have Sandy Law winning the last 4 rounds straight. Law up against the ropes at this time. Tighten up. Brian Castano landing a series of hooks, right hooks. This is what Law can't do. This is where he always struggles at. Right here when he's pent up against them ropes. Law now riding with his back against the ropes, keeping Castano at bay with a jab. Throws a solid left hand straight, misses. Oh, solid left hand downstairs, pushes Castano back. Now they're back to the middle of the ring. Solid 1-2 by Sandy Law. Castano cannot close the gap properly at this point. Law attempting to tie him up. Castano fighting out of the tie-up. Lands a solid right hook on Sandy Law. That's not good. See, Law cannot tie this up for nothing, man. Law with his back against the ropes. Throws a 1-2. Castano now on top of Sandy Law, throwing a series of hooks. Law tightening up. Law pushes him back to the middle of the ring. Tightened up. Pushing him back to the middle of the ring. Smart strategy by Sandy Law to push him back. Smart strategy. Tightening up, pushing him back to the middle of the ring. There you go. Very smart. Push him up off. He can't create separation. Both men head to head right now. Oh, 2 solid hooks downstairs by Sandy Law. Law keeping Castano at bay. Series of 1-2s. 1-2, 1-2. Law now tightened up against the ropes. Castano landing a series of punches. Two left hooks to the body. Law pushes him up off him. Castano now coming close, trying to close the gap. Law with his back up against the ropes. Castano trying to close the gap. Law tightens up at this point. Both men, Castano starting to slow down dramatically now. Look like he's a little tired. Those are right uppercut. Both men tightening up. Both men at close quarters. Nothing solid. Law keeping him at bay again now with a 1-2. Law measuring the jab on him. Law now. See, Castano just cannot get around the 1-2 in the jab of Law at this point. Law now riding up against the ropes. Now he tightens up. This is where he don't have success. Every time he tightens up, Castano letting go a series of punches. Nothing accurate. Law along the ropes lands a solid 1-2 again. Another solid 1-2. Castano coming forward, throwing a series of hooks and uppercuts while Law attempting to tighten up along the ropes. Law keeping him at bay with a 1-2. Man. Law taking some solid shots every time he tightens up, man. Law attempting to hold, but Castano fights out of the hole, and we are at the end of the round. Woo. From what I'm seeing, at this point in the fight, Brian Castano is down in this fight. Brian Castano is down in this fight. Law wins on points. Law slacking. Oh, damn. Both fighters lack punching power. Law wins on points. I agree. Law wins on points. That's fine. If Law finishes this round strong, he easily wins this fight, in my opinion. He's got to be up minimally at this point by at least 3 to 4 rounds. Let's see what Shields talking about.
You got to keep him in the gap. He's going to be coming. He's going to be behind you, okay? He's going to be stopping. He's not getting up again, though. Let's go to work.
Shields says keep him on the jab. Keep him behind the jab. He's going to try to keep coming. You got to keep moving. He's going to keep trying to come at this point. You got to keep moving and keep him on the end of the jab. We are in the final round, the final round, y'all. I have Aristotle Lara up by a minimum of what? I'd say at least 3 to 4 rounds, at least 4 rounds. At least 4 rounds. 8 rounds to 4 minimum for Aristotle Lara at this point. I mean, I'm sorry, 7 to 4. 7 to 4 rounds by minimum by Aristotle Lara. Some people may even have it 8 to 3. I don't know. And here we go. Back to the middle of the ring. You say it's even? Oh, shit. 1-2 fired off by Aristotle Lara, in which Brian Castano looking to push the action at this point. Lara firing off a series of shots, jabs and straights. At least out of the 4 thrown, at least 2 landed. Now, Lara riding along the ropes. Brian Castano on top of Aristotle Lara, throwing a bunch of hard shots. Lara moves. Lara moves, working behind the jab, Castano trying to close the gap. Lara trying to tie up. Castano fighting out of the tie up. Lara has not had a successful night of trying to tie Castano up at all night. Lara moving, flicking the jab. Lara keeping the measuring jab on him. Castano now trying to close the gap. Lara riding along the ropes. Flicking the 1-2, 3 shots. Oh, man, all landing on Brian Castano. Pushing him back. Castano trying to close the gap again. You know, I got to give Lara props, man. He did a good job of keeping, every time this dude tried to close the gap, hitting him with a lot of shots coming to the inside. Lara flicking the jab, riding along the ropes. Castano trying to close the gap, throwing a bunch of inaccurate shots, trying to push the action. Lara now moving, riding along the ropes, dancing back and forth. Castano coming forward, pushing the action. Lara tightens up. A series of shots by Brian Castano. A lot of them landing on gloves. A lot of them landing on elbows. Lara throws a 3-punch combination. Pushes back Brian Castano. Now attempting to tie him up. Castano fights out of the tie up again. Damn. Lara then backs up, firing off 1-2s. Trying to tie him up again. Castano fighting out of it. Damn. Every time they get this close quarters, this is where Brian Castano have some success. Got Lara back up against the ropes. Lara attempting to grab. Nothing. But Castano ain't landing nothing at this point but jabs. Lara tightening up against the ropes. Castano going downstairs to the body. Lara firing off. Both men at this point looking a little tired. Leaning on each other. Lara then pushes him back to the middle of the ring. Lara now backing back up into the ropes. Why did he push him to the rope? Then backs into the ropes. Both men tussling along the ropes. Lara firing back with Brian Castano. Castano now finds staying on top of Aristotle Lara. Got his back up against the ropes. Both men just firing off shots. Lara can't move at this point. Brian Castano is just staying on top of him. Coming forward. Lara trying to scoot out the way, backing into the ropes. Right hook downstairs is Lara up against the ropes by Brian Castano. Castano throwing a series of shots. A lot of them are inaccurate. Just inaccurate to me. Lara getting out of the way of a lot of his shots. Counter punch, straight left hand down the middle, and that is the end of the fight. Both men going to the corners and to the top turnbuckles and raising their hands up, trying to get the crowd on their sides. Let's see how the judges call this fight. Brian Castano trying to get the crowd involved. Aristotle Lara trying to get the crowd involved. And let's see how this shit goes. Both men embracing each other, hugging each other, showing good sportsmanship. That's what it is. In my opinion, Aristotle Lara should have won this fight. I thought Aristotle Lara outboxed him, landed the more cleaner, accurate punches. Brian Castano did a lot of hard work. I thought he had a lot of trouble with closing the gap, and he threw a lot of inaccurate punches down the stretch. I have Aristotle Lara winning this fight hands down.
This was a pitched battle. When Castano was able to pressure Lara and rip those left hooks to the body, and that would lead to combinations, he was very effective. Lara was able to, when he would keep him at range, was able to strand the straight left hand following the nice jabs and counterpunch off those ropes as we see him.
Lara landed so many beautiful straight left hands in this fight, bruh. A lot of beautiful straight left hands. A lot of beautiful 1-2s we seen by Lara. And that's what he had to do because he couldn't clearly keep moving out of the way of danger. So he had to let his hands go a lot of portions of this fight. And he was doing a lot of straight left hands down the pipe that were beautiful, man. A lot of solid 1-2s, man. Yo, I got to give it to Lord. Though his feet wasn't moving as much as we normally see him do, his hands was definitely moving a lot more than we seen him usually do.
I'll tell you what, that was a wonderful match. You look at the numbers, show stats with
Laura outlanded him in jabs.
But again, you have to
Laura outlanded, Castano outlanded Laura in power punching. In total, 130 of 825 for Laura, 195 of 863 for Brian Castano. Let's see how the judges call this, man. Let's see, yo. Those some interesting stats right there, man. It all depends on how they view this fight cosmetically, man. But it looks like total punches, Brian Castano has outlanded Erislandy Lara, man. I thought Castano was going to be a genuine contender. Yeah, I thought Erislandy Lara won this fight, man. Hands down. When you break it down by the rounds, yeah, as you can clearly see, man, Castano was outlanding Lara by in a lot of rounds, man. We'll see, man. I mean, I don't know what the hell that the show stats was looking at, bro. I didn't see this many punches landed by Castano over Lara. In the third round, they got Lara landing 5 punches to Castano's 20. Fourth round, 19 punches for Castano to Lara's 6. Oh, hell nah, bro. What the hell? No, I ain't see not one round where Lara only landed 5 fucking punches, bro. Let's see how they call this, man.
A split decision. Here the
split
score total.
Decision.
Judge at ringside, Kevin Morgan scores about 115 to 113 in favor of Brian Castano.
115, 113 for Castano, one judge.
He's at 115 to 113 in favor of Erislandy Lara.
115, 113 for Lara. Here we go.
Julie Letterman scores about 114 to 114, even
a draw.
The decision is a split decision draw.
Third judge had it 114, 114, a fucking draw. Wow. Correct decision.
Decisions continue a draw with Brian Castano.
Both men dap each other up in the middle of the ring. They cool with. I don't know if they cool with it, but they cool with each other. A draw, bruh. A draw, though, son. Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. All right, I mean, I get it. Castano was pushing the action. He was pushing the action, but he was eating a lot of shots trying to get to the inside, bruh. I don't know, man. And looking at the Showtime stats, I get it. I mean, he outlanded him big time, but I mean, cosmetically looking at this fight, I don't know. Let's see what Lara say, man.
It
was a great fight, but I see myself winning 8 rounds tonight.
Lara says it was a great fight, but he sees himself winning at least 8 rounds.
Huge pressure on that, and that may have affected the way the judges saw it.
Los jueces, ¿tú crees que cuando vieron la presión constante que él tenía, eso tal vez afectó un poco?
El hecho de la presión, el hecho fue tener la presión que él ha hecho, hizo buen trabajo, pero no conectó mucho golpe. Yo digo que es más efectivo y más claro.
No, Mike, punches were much clearer, much effective, and he did have pressure, but I was dominating the pressure.
I agree. He had pressure. I thought Lara's punches were much more clear, much more effective, bro. I mean, I do.
Mucho tiempo para mí y hicimos la pelea y bueno, fue buena pelea.
No, I was expecting that. I was definitely expecting that. He was waiting a long time for this fight, and that's what I expected of this fight.
Una vez más demuestro que no estoy viejo, estoy en talla.
And again, I am demonstrating that I'm not old. I'm still fine-tuned.
No, you're not.
Lara says he is not old. He is still fine-tuned.
Decision.
I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
Out of you, are you?
I mean, I guess I'm all right with it given the stats, but cosmetically to me, like looking at this fight,
No, claro, yo tengo que coger de nuevo, le tengo mi respeto, un buen boxeador, el campeón.
Pretty punches don't win fights. Castano will win more clearly a rematch with Lara.
If we have to fight again, I'll fight him.
So you'd like to fight him again, a rematch, or Hurt, or what would you like to do? Rematch again?
¿Tú quieres pelearle a él?
Vamos a hacer la revancha de nuevo con Hero, con Castano, cualquiera de los dos.
Hurt or Castano, anybody, I'll have the rematch.
Lara said he'll do Hurt or Castano. Let's see what Castano say, and then we're going to give a final breakdown of this fight.
Of the decision.
¿Tu reacción y qué piensas de la decisión?
Bueno, yo creo que fue una pelea muy buena. Sinceramente, un choque de estilos. Yo sé que la gané yo la pelea. Para mí me robaron la pelea, pero bueno. Si quiere la revancha, se la doy. Porque realmente la pelea la gané y quiero hacer una revancha con él. lo esperé un año, así que no tengo problema de esperarlo nuevamente, así que...
It was definitely a good fight. I think I won the fight. I think I was robbed, and definitely I prepared for it for a year. And if we need to,
it was a draw, Nelson Santos. It was a draw.
You were able to put constant pressure on him, yet he was able to withstand it. Were you surprised that he was able to continually withstand your?
All right, well, he ain't saying nothing, man. Look, man, I'm gonna say this, man. I thought Andy Lara should have pulled the victory out. I hear what y'all saying. I mean, look, I thought Andy Lara should have won this fight. I thought that he landed the more solid shots on Brian Castano coming in. I thought that he controlled a lot of the pace of this fight. I thought Brian Castano down the stretch was very inaccurate, and he was eating just way too many punches. I guess I got to be okay with the draw, given that the numbers that Showtime is putting up, that there were rounds where Andy Lara only landed 5 and 6 punches. I mean, I did think Lara lost a step. I do think that he's saying he didn't show any signs of ages. He rode the ropes a lot of portions of this fight, more than usual for Andy Lara. Lara could have done just fine by keeping this fight in the middle of the ring, and I thought he would have did a better job of outboxing this guy. But this guy is much younger than Lara, and he was looking to throw a lot of hard shots. But he was just, to me, inaccurate a lot of portions of the fight, in my opinion, man. DGO, what's up with you? The Cubans are simple as that. Yeah, man, but, you know, they may be old, but they did a good job of keeping the young boys off them, man. You know what I mean? Man, I don't know, man. I guess I can't say it's a robbery. You know what I mean? But judges call it 114-114. One has it 115-113 for Lara, and the other one has it 115-113 for Castano. Tough fight, y'all. Tough fight. Good night of boxing. Good night of boxing, man. Steve Farhood, the unofficial judge on the inside of the ring, has it 115-113 for Lara. I had it roughly about the same as that, man. I thought Lara won this fight, bro. But I guess we got to be okay with the draw. Doesn't seem like a lot of fight fans is tripping too much off it. It is what it is, but, yo, like, it's no robbery. Nah, it's not a robbery, I guess. But they're going to tout those showbox numbers. I just think there was a lot of inaccuracy with those punches landed. I didn't see not one round where Lara just only landed 5 punches. I'm sorry, I didn't see not one round where Lara only landed 6 punches. I don't know, bro. It looks like Brian Castano will hold on to his WBA regular title. And at this point, at least at this time, Andy Lara can forget about a fight with Jarrett Swift-Hurd. It ain't going to happen. Jarrett Swift-Hurd has absolutely no incentive to fight Andy Lara at this point. Yeah, Castano is a young fighter, but Castano ain't ready for no Jarrett Hurd. And Andy Lara, looking the way his legs look tonight, I don't think he's want to get back in there with Jarrett Swift-Hurd immediately, man. Real talk, man. I mean, so it is what it is, man. It is what it is. You should do some pro boxing commentary. Hey, man, they cut the check, man. How did the boy? You know what I'm saying? All day. But, yo, man, I appreciate everybody tonight. We've been on here for a while, man. I'm about to go chill it on out and enjoy the rest of my night, man. Andy Lara versus Brian Castano. Fights to a draw. Luis Ortiz versus Christian Hammer. An unexpected a distance fight for Luis Ortiz. And it is what it is, man. It would have been a good fight. It was a good fight in the first fight, good fight in this fight, but I thought Lara won it. But it is what it is. Appreciate everybody who rock with the homie, man. Much love to each and every one of y'all, man. But if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. If you just slide through, subscribe, man. This is what we do. We have fun on fight nights. I cannot say that every fight that I will be calling it round for round. More than likely for the big ones, probably not. You know what I mean? I do it for like a lot of the ones that a lot of people ain't talking about. I don't know what's the next big fight that we're going to be having. I know Sean Porter versus Ugas is on the horizon. I think that might be it. But, yeah, you know, we got some good fights on the horizon. Come on back here, and we will always be talking about those fights and turning up for each and every one of those fights. Much love, P. Newell. Much love to your homie. Much love to all my boxing fam that tuned in with the homie tonight. And if you stay with me this whole time, much love to you. To the next video, Main Man, Made Man. Don't forget to subscribe. Twitter, Made Man 511. Facebook, Main Man, Made Man Boxing Forum. And Instagram, Main Man, Made Man. To the next video. Peace out. Enjoy y'all weekend. Hey, and look out for the music. New music coming.